Distinguished adventurers, welcome to the third game in this D4 Extra Life charity extravaganza marathon of awesome. I've taken over. Yes, it is my turn to run a game for all of you wonderful people. I'm Lauren Urban. I'm usually the community manager for D&D Beyond, but today I'm privileged to be able to run D&D for these awesome people. We're going to take a moment and let everybody introduce themselves. I'll talk a little bit about the game and then we'll dive right on in. Let's start with Elsa. How about you?
Hi, everybody. I'm Elisa Teague. I am a game designer, mostly tabletop board games and card games until just recently, where I have been I just got a job at Renegade Game Studios, where I am the senior producer of role-playing games. I am also a puzzle designer and have an upcoming section in Tasha's Cauldron of Everything. So make sure to pick that up and read my puzzle section.
I'm excited. And Gabe?
So excited.
That's cool. I didn't know that. Hi, I'm Gabe. I do too much. I'm a cosplayer, voice actor, game designer for tabletop and digital, streamer. I stay busy. And I just like to tell stories and do as many weird things with characters as I can, which is entirely what's going to happen today. And I apologize for nothing.
Never apologize. I'm excited. Ashley?
Oh, hey, it's me, your friendly neighborhood BabstheBat. And I am super excited to be here amongst these really cool people, who some of them I've played with before and some I have not, and I'm very excited. But you know me, I am the community manager, marketing person / creative person at RockPunch ATL. So you see me around their channel. I have my own channel called Chaotic Tiefling ATL. So I do a whole bunch of stuff and things, you know.
Things and stuff.
Yeah.
All the fun stuff and things.
Yeah.
And Diana?
Hey everybody, I'm Diana Dimicco. I am the affiliate manager over at Die Hard Dice. I'm also one half of Bard and Barbarian. You can find the other half Stash Mandu over in chat hanging out. I do want to mention real quick, we did just make some really cool dice for this guy right up here as part of that affiliate program. So yeah, awesome. Die Hard Dice.
Is everyone a manager but me? Hi, I'm Gabe. I'm a manager of my own life.
There you go. You just got managerial status. Congratulations.
Awesome. Cool.
I was going to say I'm Diana Dimicco and I don't do enough. So, I mean, your game, you do too much. So,
Well, for the next couple of hours, all we're going to do is sit and play a very nice, lovely, calm game of D&D. Just a few small things might happen. In fact, if you are watching this right now, you can actually donate to make some fun things happen. We do have a whole bunch of incentives that you can find if you go to the Extra Life page for D4, which is somewhere on the screen. I don't know where to point, so I'm just going to smile at the camera. It's in the chat.
It's in the chat.
It's right there. There are a bunch of different incentives if you donate. There's rerolls and potions and all kinds of benefits of a long rest. There are two other fun things on there. If you do donate $25 or more, you can have one of our players roll on the Tarrasque table. What's the Tarrasque table, you might ask? Well, it's 100 different options that they can roll on to see what happens, and you'll just have to donate to find out. So go ahead and get your donations in and see what happens. There's also kind of a very large donation option on there. If you happen to want to drop several $100s, then a very specific Dragonborn cleric will show up and help our party in any way, shape, or form that they ask for. And if we do raise $500 during this game, the fine people at D4 will eat Reaper peppers for your amusement and for their pain. That's right. They will do the Reaper Pepper Challenge. And if we get to, or I'm sorry, that's $5,000 if we reach during, that's the incentive. $500 gets everybody in the chat the chance to win a sourcebook bundle from my friend and yours, D&D Beyond. So drop some money to an amazing cause, help some kids, have the chance to win a sourcebook bundle, have a chance to maybe see some D4 people eat Reaper peppers, because, you know, that might be fun, and, you know, do good things for kids. With that all out of the way, are we ready to play?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
The massive thunder lizard of legendary proportions is a few miles away. And as you're standing on the roof of this inn, you can see it clear as day in the bright sunlight, the sun glistening off the scales of this gargantuan creature, a dragon-shaped monstrosity on 2 legs, easily 100 feet tall, from tip of the horn to the back of the tail, maybe 200 feet wide. Its massive maw filled with teeth, and it's hanging open with little bits of saliva just glinting off the sunlight. The horns, as it lumbers forward, are bigger than houses and crest down its back all the way to its tail. And as it slowly brings one massive foot down onto the ground, even from miles away, you feel the entire earth tremble. And there is this quiet as it moves after this earthquake. And then the cleric who met you here, who brought you up onto this rooftop and pointed this creature out to you, turns to all of you and says, yeah, so that's why we're here. And that's probably going to be a problem. And you all look at each other as basically you've shown up in the town of Boken and have been told that you're taking care of a tiny little problem here before it turns into a bigger problem. And looking at everybody around you, it's a bunch of people you do not recognize. So let's take a moment, and actually the Dragonborn cleric before you says, I haven't had a chance to really meet you. It was kind of important to get you up here and show you why you're here. So, but we got maybe a moment or two. You said your name was Tootie?
Tutti. I did not sign up for this.
Well, actually you did, so thank you. And Tootie, would you please describe yourself and tell me what the first thing your character is thinking of when they see the Tarrasque?
Yeah, so Tutti is a short dwarven woman wearing a chef's getup. You can actually see tucked into her waistband, she has a large ladle, and then strapped to her back is the biggest cleaver you've just ever seen. She's got a mustache that's drawn on her face inexplicably. It must be a chef thing, I guess. And she's probably thinking, my skills will not be very useful here.
And the Dragonborn looks over at Omer and says, so what was your name again? I'm sorry.
My name is Omer, but that's just fair. I understand it's a little bit hard with all this hair to remember my name that is Omer.
That was really impressive. Are you going to rhyme the entire time?
Nah, we'll see if I get bored enough.
And would you describe your character and what's the first thing they think of when they see the Tarrasque?
He is a very slender Kalistar. He has long black hair, and the clothing that he wears above his little bit of armor is kind of flowy and silky and soft. He probably looks at the Tarrasque and wonders what it tastes like. That's the first thought.
Nice. And the Dragonborn looks over at Rack and says, and Rack? You said your name was? You gave me a really long name, but then there was just Rack?
Yeah. My name is Rockrakar, but you can call me Rack.
And go ahead and describe your character and what they think when they see the Tarrasque.
So Rack is this gigantic, 7-ish, 8-foot tall minotaur that has a warhammer. He's completely shirtless. He's got a little, it's not a little skirt, but he's got a kilt on. And he just has these huge, doughy, puppy dog cow eyes that just, there's not a feral bone in his body from what you can tell, which is the complete opposite of what minotaurs to typically be.
and he's just like, I just want to make friends. I just want to be a friend.
Friends are a good place to start. I tend to make a lot of friends doing stuff like this. Like with you. Thanks for being last. Do you want to introduce yourself to everybody? And Lahava, would you like to introduce yourself and tell us?
Yes, I wonder if this thing could be, I don't know, tamed somehow. And everybody looks at Lahava, who is a tiefling. She's a feral tiefling, and she's got flames that kind of flicker from her fingertips. She looks completely evil and sounds completely evil, but all she intends to do is good.
Well, and it's kind of interesting that you mentioned taming it. That's actually, in a way, why you're here. My name is Arkira. I'm kind of your backup plan. I'm going to try to get the town to safety. And if things go really wrong, I'm your backup plan. But for the moment, how much do you all know about the Tarrasque?
Nothing.
What's a Tarrasque?
I know that if you try to bother one, you usually die.
I mean, that's all true. Yeah. All right. So that's what it is. And you look out again at this humongous creature. And the Dragonborn continues and says, so the problem is not just that it's scary and deadly and kills everything and everyone in its path. It's that if you kill it, it just comes back, and there's this weird cycle, and it just keeps coming back. So
It just wants a friend.
I mean, maybe no one's tried to hug it in a while.
It's like a bad itch. Just need lotion.
I do not volunteer.
A volunteer.
Oh, good. I'm glad you volunteered. I thought that's why you're here. Great. So here's the thing. A long time ago, hundreds of years, I don't know. I got the information from my god, and they were a little unspecific. But a while ago, what they figured out was a way to make the Tarrasque just be kind of calm and wander around. And as you look out, now that it's been a couple of minutes and you've been watching this creature in the distance, you notice for its fearsome appearance and manners, it's slow. The steps are weighty and almost sluggish, and there's a dullness to its eyes, and you can actually see in the massive field to the side of this town, it's as though there's a little track, as though this creature has just been walking in a giant circle for who knows how many years. And as you're watching this sluggish monstrosity, Orkira continues and says, so it's been great. It's been great for ever and ever and ever. And the town has been fine and everything's been fine, except it's not been fine in the last couple of days. Oh, wait, I think it's going to do it. And she points back out, and you watch as the Tarrasque has lifted up one of its feet, and then it pauses. And its head cocks, and for a moment it starts to look angry, and then you see like a glint of yellow in front of its face. You can't quite tell what it is, and then it kind of sinks again and starts to move. And Orkira points back out and says, it's not supposed to stop. It's supposed to never stop. It should just always be moving. So something's gone really wrong. And if we can't fix it, then everybody in the town is probably gonna die. So I need you to go figure out what they did to it all those years ago so that we can fix it, so it can go back to just wandering around. Okay?
Okay.
Awesome. That's great.
While you're talking, Rack like spots a butterfly, and he's just like, oh, and just butterfly.
Yeah, a butterfly's probably gonna die too if we don't take care of the Tarrasque.
Oh no.
So. Yeah, it'd be
now I
bad.
care.
Yeah, well, so the other thing you probably need to know, because this is this like legendary creature from somewhere, sometimes weird things happen around it. So you have to be really careful, because you'll be doing something and then all of a sudden, and Gabe would like you to roll on the Tarrasque table. So go ahead and roll a D100, so some percentile dice, and I will tell you what happens.
Oh no.
Yes, we're already
yes.
here.
That's a 20 exactly.
20 exactly.
You're supposed to roll those later.
So
much later.
This is where I want my 20. I want everything else. Oh, that's a concerning reaction.
No, this is always fun. So Omer, as you are considering your options, everybody around you kind of takes a breath, and you smell it too. You smell fish. No, wait, you don't just smell fish. Oh, Omer, you smell like fish. You are going to smell like fish until you take a shower. And anything you do for the next minute is fish flavored.
Yes.
Fish
flavored justice.
And Rack, I would like you to also roll me a D100.
Fish flavored justice. I don't know how we're going to top that, but all right.
And I'll let Omer decide what kind of fish they smell like.
Is there a difference?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
A 96.
96. All right.
Okay.
Oh, that's a fun one. Especially for Rack. You're looking at this butterfly as it's flirting through the air, and the thought crosses your mind how much you would love to be a butterfly once, or help someone else be a butterfly. And you have now gained the power to cast shape change once. You don't have to do it now, but at some point you can cast shape change on yourself once. And you just know you can do it.
Is it only into a butterfly, or is it anything?
I'll say it's anything, but unless you tell me really quickly what you want when it happens, it will be a butterfly.
Okay.
So you're just staring at this butterfly and you're like, I could do that. Meanwhile, Orkira looks over at Omar and says, did you bring lunch?
Yes.
Okay,
it's
good.
me.
All right, good. So, fix Tarrasque, have lunch, party. First job, get to the Tarrasque. Any ideas?
How far does it look? How far away?
So it's a couple of miles away, but it's across kind of a flat-ish field. You could easily get there. There's nothing between you and it once you get out of the town. The problem is that it is 100 feet tall, and it is moving, although it is moving incredibly slowly.
Is it moving sort of like away from us right now so that we can see that nice slant of its back and maybe...
Yeah, it's kind of rounded the corner as it was. And so you've got this nice side view of the entire creature, tip to tail, as it's moving essentially from your right to your left. But it's as huge as it is, whatever is causing it to be sluggish and docile is keeping it at like 20 feet per movement. So it is very slow, but it is also 100 feet tall.
Tutti will turn and say,
So,
Omer, you're extremely undercooked, and just start walking towards the corner, as it were, with the intent to run up the Tarrasque's back.
Okay. Tutti begins to, you jump off the roof of this building that you've kind of been shepherded to be able to see the Tarrasque, and start to head out of town. Orkira's going to wave at all of you and say, so I'm going to help get the town ready to evacuate in case things go really wrong. You let me know if you need any help, but I'll be here getting people to leave, and hopefully they'll come back and it'll be a party, okay?
Yes.
All right.
Okay.
Have fun. Bye. And she turns around and starts to walk away.
I think it would be smart of us to make a plan to time this correctly so that it doesn't come back around as we are approaching. I know that will take a long time, but since it's miles away, it may take us a long time to get there too.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay,
You can definitely do
so
that.
No,
You've got the whole field in front of you, so you can kind of choose how you would like to approach this creature and when.
Tootie might die, but it's not their fault. They were just so unseasoned. It's better to be unprepared than unseasoned. And there's like a look of scorn on his face as he looks at Tootie. But that's fine. It's all fine.
Oh.
It's fine. Fishy.
Tootie is
I
looking at
wonder
you
if
like
this
it's...
Tarrasque likes fish.
I could be bait.
Since you
Dangle me in
smell
front.
so odorous, maybe we could distract it with your scent.
Yeah, sure. I'll go inside of its mouth.
Friend, you don't smell good.
That didn't ask if I smelled good.
Are you all going to join me anytime soon?
No, you're dead to us.
I'm right here.
I said to us. It's a metaphor.
I'll come
I
with
do
you,
not
Tootie.
understand.
I'll come with you, Tootie.
Are we climbing then?
Are we climbing? What? Are we climbing down? Are we?
So you've hopped off the roof of this building. You've left town. You're kind of standing at the exit to the town. The giant field is in front of you, and you can be as close to the Tarrasque as you would care to be.
Perhaps a plan before we run up its back, though. A to D.
Is that not a good enough plan?
No.
Oh, what do you intend to do once you have run up its back?
Get up on the Tarrasque.
I figured I would ask it what was wrong.
Do you speak Tarrasque?
I will not know until I try.
Mm,
Wow, we're boned.
okay.
So is your intent to position yourself towards the tail, jump on the tail, and then run up its back? Is that what we're thinking about? Or are you thinking of something else?
That's what's in 2D's mind. But essentially what's going to happen is once she gets a little bit closer, if she can see that action where it kind of lifts up and pauses, she's going to be paying close attention to see, I don't know if there's like something stuck in the foot or something that an indicator as to why that might be occurring.
Go ahead and roll me an insight check.
That's not a thing I'm real good at. We'll see how this goes.
You're trying to see, though, if you can time when this pause is going to happen again and then see what's going on. So give me an insight.
18.
So you are watching this creature as you're all walking out towards it and coming up with this plan. And now that you're a little bit closer, you don't see any indication of anything physically wrong with the Tarrasque. It looks practically impenetrable in a way, but you do notice the glazed over eyes. You do notice the sluggish movements. And Tootie, you're very familiar with the effects of certain let's say turkey on people when they eat it and they tend to get tired, sluggish. You're very familiar with certain foods people eat, and then they seem to want to go to sleep or, can't think anymore. And this kind of reminds you of that. This kind of reminds you of this creature is a little drugged, maybe. And as you realize this, you think you could time when the next pause is going to happen. It's not happening on a very regular basis, but you can almost see kind of by the way the head is moving, by the way the eyes are shimmering, when enough of this is worn off that it has that pause and it seems to start to come to its senses a little bit before it goes back. You think you know when that's going to happen next. And you think you've got about a minute. What would you like to do?
Once I kind of see what's happening, I'll turn around, assuming the others are still behind me, maybe not super dangerously close like Tutti is. He is very sleepy. Perhaps he just needs a nap.
I was going to say, if he's been walking in circles for so long, he's probably very tired. Maybe we sing him a lullaby.
Omer, that seems like your specialty.
Did none of you know how sharks work? When sharks stop moving, they die.
No, I am not from the ocean.
As you can smell, I am a fish. I'm an aficionado, so to speak.
God,
I hate this character.
That's fine. So do I.
I love this. I love every bit about this. This is the best roll on the Tarrasque table ever of all time.
If sharks stop moving, they die. So the idea of the Tarrasque stopping moving doesn't seem very probable. But if there's something that is, for example, causing a break in the connection, all we have to do is put Tutti right back in the spot to make the connection go through. Metaphorically, of course.
I do not think your plan will work.
You're only saying that because I was talking about using you.
Yes.
That's you're stupid.
What would make a Tarrasque sleepy?
I know food makes me sleepy.
You all realize we went from fixing the thing broken about it to putting this abyssal creature of colossal size to sleep.
Maybe that is fixing it.
Okay, sure, whatever. Fine.
Since you've all approached the Tarrasque at this point, everybody give me a perception check.
Oh, hell.
Okay.
Everything I ask for, just because it's a Tarrasque doesn't mean it's bad.
No, it's because of who I'm with.
Though.
All right.
Rack's butterfly friend followed them here, and that's what he's focused on.
What'd you get?
A 1.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Let's get well, just go ahead and did anybody get over a 15? Awesome. Those of you who got under a 15, I mean, you're standing basically next to a legendary creature of death and destruction. It's a little hard to focus. The two of you got over a 15. You probably Tutti, it's because you're focused on the eye trying to read this creature, and Omer, it's you're talking about feeding it something and its mouth, and you smell like fish, so kind of food is on your mind. You notice once again as the creature pauses, this little glint of gold seems to fly in front of the mouth of the Tarrasque and almost seems to throw something into the mouth and then fly back up onto its back. And after a second, it starts to move again.
Oh, I see. That makes so much sense. There's a caretaker. Clever.
What do you think they are feeding it?
An edible lullaby.
That's Dungeon Master.
Yes, hi, that's me.
Yes, it is. Would I have any inkling, any thoughts, any feelings perhaps on what maybe could have this kind of effect food-wise on a Tarrasque?
You're unsure what specifically could have this kind of effect on a massive creature of epic proportions, but you certainly know of a lot of foods. And I would say as a chef, you probably know of some food adjacent things that you could add to food that would have this effect on regular creatures. So it's not that far off that someone's feeding it something that is drugging it, sure. But you'd have to probably examine whatever that is and whatever's going on to find out more.
Yeah, I would. Okay, Omiya, I'm willing to take this challenge and die now. I'm going to go.
Oh no. Before you go, Rock is going to run up and kneel down and hug you, and he goes, "Please don't die, friend. I really like you. I don't want you to die." and
Oh my.
through that is casting Bless on you.
Aw. Lahava, what are you doing during this touching moment?
I haven't seen anything because I rolled terribly. But yeah, Lahava is kind of staring off into the distance and looking to see if there's anything growing in the fields that it may have been eating. She obviously missed the thing that flew down and threw this into his mouth. But upon hearing that Tutti is going to run up there, will say, "Do you need any assistance? I'd hate for us to be left down here and you to be stuck up there."
Oh, if you look right up there, and I'll point to wherever the little gold thing went back to, there is a tiny little thing feeding snacks to the Tarrasque.
Oh, snacks! I want a snack.
Do you think that it is good or evil?
I suppose I will know when I get there.
Well, don't you think we should all come with you then?
Well,
Just in case.
if you want, but Omer seems to think that everyone is going to die.
No, this is fine. Hey, it's going to be a great story for me either way.
Omer is a silly friend. We're not all gonna die.
Yeah, I'm silly.
And
And using
he
Mind Link,
just kind of like
I'm gonna
punched
talk to
you in his
Lahava.
shoulder a little bit.
I'm gonna use Mind Link and talk to Lahava. Oh no, I highly think we're going to die, but it's just funny if I do it this way anyways.
Oh,
That Omer is a tricky one.
Well,
I
let's
am-
go.
But you won't say what she heard.
I am not very fast. It is unfortunately one of my downfalls. Do any of you move quick?
As I said, fortunately, the Tarrasque is
I
only
move very quickly, actually.
nice.
I do.
And the Tarrasque is moving incredibly slowly. Like as it moves past you, essentially, like you're kind of watching it amble. It is moving 20 feet around. It is super slow. And it continues to do that thing. And whereas it's moving, every once in a while, it just pauses and seems to think twice about what it wants to do next before it starts up again. So getting up to it for any of you should be incredibly easy. The question is, what do you want to do when you get up to it, and where do you want to go?
I'm thinking more the verticals here might be a challenge.
Yeah. No, I can run up this Tarrasque's back in a dash.
Tootie, I could throw you.
No.
Okay.
But thank you.
You don't want them to throw you, or you don't think that they could throw you. I think that Rack could throw you.
I could definitely throw Tootie.
Yeah, you know what, Rack? I bet you can't.
Hold on.
Oh.
Wait, did you just say you don't think I can do it?
Yeah, I don't think that you can do it, Rack.
Why are you being so mean? I thought
You know what, Rack? Do it. Do it. Show him.
Okay, so Rack is going to pick up Omer.
Hey, what?
And chuck him vertically up to the top of the Tarrasque.
Cool.
Awesome. I would love so I want two different roles here
This is
for because I'm gonna make this awesome. So
Yeah.
Rack, I would love are you like underhand softball tossing, or is this like a full on chuck to the top throw?
Whatever.
How tall are
Yeah.
you?
Like 5'6". Not
Okay.
super tall.
He would probably like reach and chuck. So over.
Okay. I want a give me a strength check. You can do an athletics.
Okay.
And then for Omer, are you fighting this or are you
it's kind
going
of like
with
those like cartoon moments where the person's just like arms are crossed and they're just flying through the air. It's like, hi, that's fair.
Awesome.
So
at the same time that this is happening, oh, go ahead. I was going to say, at the same time this is happening, Lahava is going to dash up to the top to hopefully, if something goes wrong here, assist in the landing with a catch.
Okay. All right, so one thing at a time. So Rack,
14.
what'd you roll?
Athletics.
Awesome.
14.
Lahava, are you doing anything? Is this like some of your fun powers of just being able to run up walls, or are you trying to go to the back of the tail and kind of run up the...
Yeah, I have a movement of 40. And so I should be able, if I dash, I should be able, because I'm not doing anything else really, I should be able to run in one move about 80 feet up to where his neckish would be if he's 100 feet tall, and where this thing that's feeding him might be. And I'll try to just aim to stop around where I think Omer might land. I don't know. We'll see if I make it.
Do you have it? Well, we'll see. Do you have any kind of power that lets you run up vertical surfaces, or are you going around
vertical? I thought he was kind of like
well,
this.
so you can go to the back of the tail and like run up the tail and up to the back. It's going to take a little bit longer. But it sounded like you wanted to just like climb up the side of the creature, which you certainly can try.
No, I wasn't going to climb. I was really trying to just take a run straight up his tail along his back.
All right. So for you, so it's going to be a long distance, but you're super fast. Go ahead and give me an acrobatics check as you're trying to leap and jump and all of this. And while you're doing that, Omer is flying through the air. Tootie, what are you doing in this moment?
I really hope someone has Featherfall or something.
Tootie is probably after she tells Rack to just go for it, she's gonna like brace herself, because she meant throw her. So she's gonna just brace herself for a second, close her eyes real tight, and then just
Yep. So
where did everybody go?
Full disclosure, Rack has an intelligence of 7, so he is not the brightest tool, or the brightest, I don't know. He's not the sharpest tool in the shed. There you go.
But he's got an impressive throwing arm.
He does.
Lahava, what'd you roll?
18 on the acrobatics.
Perfect. All right. Lahava is a blur, is dashing back to the tail and running up in a blur of motion. You are dodging and ducking and weaving between these massive spikes on the back of this creature as you are almost clinging to scales as you are dashing up this thing. Omer, did you roll for me an acrobatics check as you were flung into the air?
That is a 15.
Awesome. So Rack is surprisingly strong. Doesn't quite get the full 100 feet up to like the shoulder area of this creature. But after you're flung, as you feel yourself get to the apex, you manage to grab hold of one of the spikes on the side, and you're hanging there on the side of this Tarrasque. It is slowly moving forward. But you do see in a moment, Lahava is running right towards you. Lahava, make a perception check for me.
Oh, I am terrible with perception. I am just distracted. That's an 8.
Awesome. You're a blur of motion, and you've been focused on Omer's flight to try to get there. You do see where he lands and grabs hold of this spike on the side of the Tarrasque. It looks like he's definitely going to need help, but he's clung there for a second. Out of the corner of your eye, you could swear that you, like in your blitzing up the Tarrasque, you passed by someone, you're not sure, you'll deal with it later. And so you book it up to where Omer is hanging on to a spike. He's about 25 feet down from where the top of this Tarrasque is, and it's starting to move forward again, and the foot's about to come on down. So you think you've got a couple of seconds before the whole creature is going to shake. What would the two of you like to do?
Could I have rope. Could I tie the rope around one of the big spines on its back and then lower it down to Omer?
Absolutely. You take care of
will
that
do
real
that.
quick. Omer, you see this rope get lowered down to you. You're going to start to climb up. I do need the both of you as this Tarrasque, the foot comes down, and now that you're on its back, the ground isn't just shaking. The entire creature seems to rock and quiver as this massive beast takes a step. And I need both of you to make dexterity saving throws. You know, this would be the time and where I would say if our fine folks at home would like to make some donations to help our players be able to get through. I do know there's some incentives there.
I have a great save for this, but I did roll a 4, but that gives me a 10. If somebody at home wants to help, I don't know.
Please don't let me accidentally kill my new friends, guys.
I got a bonus of 5. Rolled a 3 for a total of 8.
Yeah.
Awesome.
It's fine.
Before I narrate that, Rack and Tootie, what are you up to while you're still on the ground? The two of you are kind of watching this from the ground.
Sully!
That was fun.
No. Maybe we can catch them.
I can definitely catch them if they fall. I can definitely do that.
Tootie's gonna hold her arms out and just like kind of gauge where they might fall off the Tarrasque from the sky to like break her arms and save them. I don't know.
As the two of you prepare for what you think is inevitably going to happen, the two on the Tarrasque tumble, and I need both of you to make athletics checks to try to grab hold of the rope as you kind of go head over feet as this creature shakes below you, and you're scrambling to grab onto something because it's a long fall.
Significantly better, a 14.
If it's athletics, I have a 9.
Okay. Omer, you managed to grab the rope, and then you managed to grab a hold of Lahava. And now you're kind of you're dangling. You're doing the dangle, and it's not gonna last long. On the ground, Rack, you are overcome with the fear of this moment. And I need you to roll on the Tarrasque table. I need you to roll a D100.
Oh no, friends! Oh, it's okay. I'm gonna catch you. It'll be fine. 74.
74. Oh, this is gonna be interesting. All right, you're holding your arms out, waiting for these people. What you think is going to fall, you got them, and you realize in the back of your head, you're like, I really hope that none of them are actually carrying any food, and you wonder about your one new friend who smells like fish because you cannot touch any food for the next 10 minutes or else you're going to panic. You just know this. Food, bad news.
Oh no.
Meanwhile, up on top of the Tarrasque, Omer and Lahava, you're dangling. What would you like to do?
Climb the rope?
Yeah, like.
Well, he's holding on to me?
Yes.
Oh, like, my hero!
Yes. And just try to connect your hand to the rope, and then like slowly climb after Lahava has like a grip.
Okay. The both of you give me perception checks because you think you could do this. You think you can grab the rope and kind of climb up, but you need to be cautious for when the next time this Tarrasque is going to move. So
critical success for 21.
Ooh, nice.
Oh.
Critical fail for a 1. But actually my total I'm doing terribly today. I need to my total is a 3.
Oh, this is amazing. Okay. Omer,
having luck lately and not today, so.
You know, you're hanging out by a mythical beast of epic proportions, and sometimes even the dice are a little scared. Omer, you now feel like you understand the movement of this creature. Now that you're right here, like one hand practically touching it, your feet kind of rappelling off of it as the two of you grab this rope. And as the two of you start to climb back up the rope towards safety, you instinctually know the next time a foot is going to land, and you just kind of you're going to reach out and you're going to grab Lahava before she is knocked off the rope. I would like to know how do you grab her and save her before the two of you are knocked off again?
Careful.
Oh, God. Yeah, I thought.
I love how Lahava sounds like she's just gonna like eat you at any moment.
That's fine.
And yet you're her savior.
Which would be?
She's also very embarrassed right now because like her thing is dexterity.
Which is
no,
better?
It's not.
is it the horn or the tail? Which is better, Lahava?
I guess my horns. People have told me I'm very hard-headed.
So
I don't know why.
I'll like reach down to grab her head and probably miss it, and then grab the horn instead, and it's a little awkward, but then I just kind of don't look as I'm holding onto the rope and then hoping that she grabs on again.
And you do that. You have this moment in where Omer reaches out a hand to grab your hand again and help pull you on up, and you slip because you're not expecting the Tarrasque to move, but he is. And it's a little awkward when he grabs your horn, but he saves you from the slip, and the two of you scramble up to the top of the Tarrasque and kind of flop over onto your backs, breathing heavy, recovering from a moment of a very long fall. Meanwhile, as you're recovering back on the ground, Tootie and Rack, your two new friends, have made it to the top of the Tarrasque, but you're still on the ground as it goes by.
Tootie, we have to go. Tootie, Rack, we have to go help them. They cannot be up there by themselves.
Come
along. And
okay.
I'll go triumphantly running towards the tail to scale it.
Wait, Tootie, before we go, I gotta give you something. And
right now?
Yeah. And he'll pull his pouch full of snacks off his hip and like be like, here, and like just toss them at you and be like, I can't touch it. It's gonna get me in trouble.
Thank you.
Keep my snacks safe, please.
Can we go help them now?
Yeah.
Rack, I gotta know, what are these snacks?
There's definitely some like granola in there, and some lettuce, and just various plants, and oat type grain snack based things.
Is it like gourmet? Like, does it smell real good?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
it does. Rack deserves the high quality snacks.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So you see, like, he's got like a crazy physique because he's he's super strong and everything, and so like his snacks are top of the line.
I'll probably, as I'm running, pull a couple pastries out of my pockets and replace some of the really healthy stuff with pastry. Everyone needs a croissant in their life. Like, I'll start swapping out some snacks for some fattier stuff.
He's gonna be extremely happy when he finds those.
All right. I need the two of you to give me acrobatics checks as you are going to scamper up the tail. Also, at this point, the chat has taken pity on everybody, and the table now has 4 rerolls.
Yay!
The DM also has a reroll, so I'm looking forward to that. Tootie, what'd you get?
Thank you, chat.
All right, and Rack.
Wait, what am I rolling?
I need an acrobatics check as you are both dashing up the back of this tail.
Okay. 5.
Jeez. You run to the back, and both of you are so concerned with snacks that as you start to climb the tail, as it moves forward, like your feet don't actually get on top of the tail, and you do that thing in where you think there's a step, but it's not there, and so your whole body goes, ugh.
Rack just ends up like pulling on the tail and kind of getting drugged behind because he's just holding the tail of the Tarrasque.
It's so slow. It's only 20 feet every time, and so it's like,
Tootie's gonna like step over Rack and turn around and just sort of like, come on.
As the two of you climb back to your feet on top of the Tarrasque, Omar and Lahava have also climbed back to your feet and recovered a little bit from your close encounter with the ground. And as you stand there on the shoulders of this massive beast, Lahava, you now have this moment to look back where you ran past, remembering you saw like a glint out of the corner of your eye, and you notice two figures standing next to what looks like a large square object of some sort they're 70, 80, 90 feet away. I mean, this Tarrasque is huge. And one of them, as you're watching, little wings unfold and it takes flight and it flies past you towards the head. And now you see this creature, this little gold round body, two what looks like mechanical legs, two arms, one holding on to something tightly, little white wings flapping furiously. And as it flies past you, the one giant eye, blue with a lot of intelligence, looks at the two of you and says, "Oh, hello, I'll be with you shortly." And you watch as it flies over the head of the Tarrasque and down towards its mouth.
What is this? I've never seen this before. Omer, you must see this.
Okay.
And you do.
No.
You watch it fly by and you look back and you see that there seems to be a second one standing over by this box.
Hello, little friend.
And as you approach, the second creature, exactly the same as the one that flew on by, except this one has a green eye, turns towards you and says, "Oh, hello. It has been quite a long time since we've had guests." Blink, blink.
Well, how long? And what is this? And I'll just point at the box.
You notice as you get closer, the box seems to be a small oven of some sort. There's some heat rising off of it, and there's a handle on the front. And the creature looks at you and says, "Well, it's been several hundred years, certainly, since we've had visitors, and many more before that since we were installed here on this creature. And I'm very happy to see you because we're currently experiencing some technical difficulties that are beyond our control, especially as we have to continue to feed the Tarrasque."
What sort of difficulties?
Well, the Easy Bake Oven is not quite producing the treats that we need it to. Blink, blink.
They're not as good, so the quality lowering is causing the Tarrasque's effectiveness of... It's just all bad. This is horrible. This was a terrible idea.
Well, it has worked for several hundred years.
Ooh, that is a very astute observation, though. So maybe we just need to have it fixed, or do you need different kind of food to make in this easy bake oven?
Yes, it was installed quite a few years ago, and it has worked perfectly up until now. It makes one treat every 10 minutes, and as long as we continue to feed the Tarrasque on a regular basis, it continues to be docile and unable to think about destroying anything on the surface of this planet. But recently, and it kind of cocks its entire body to look at this oven that's sitting there, and it says, "Recently, it has been having these malfunctions. It either produces a treat that is substandard, that does not seem to last as long, or it produces a treat, but it is at least several seconds late, and those times and where it is having problems is becoming more frequent, and me and my companion are getting worried. Meanwhile, as you're talking to this creature, back on the tail, Tootie and Rack have managed to start to climb up, and I need the two of you to give me perception checks.
15.
13.
Okay. You're taking your time now that you've seen kind of the danger that can happen of being, say, tossed to the top or not being able to keep a hold of this tail. And so you're going slow, and it's taking you a little while to get up to the top of the creature. But as you do, you're able to kind of take in the surroundings. You can hear some speaking going on towards the shoulder, but you're kind of back towards the butt at the moment as you're very slowly making your way up the Tarrasque. And there's something that catches both of your eyes. You think you see a creature on the side of the Tarrasque. It's like, it kind of looks like when Omar was hanging off the side that you were on, except it's on the opposite side, and it seems to be trying to hide, but it's far down on this creature, and you kind of look over and you see this thing.
Booty, do you see that?
Yes. Hello?
Hello?
As you call out, the creature seems to startle and then disappears behind one of the spikes.
Could we tell what it was?
With those rolls, not quite. It was almost like a shadow. It was almost like some red skin. Maybe saw a tail. Not sure. Can't quite tell what it is.
I'll look over to Rack and I'll say very loudly, well, Rack, it seems like it's just you and me here. Guess we should continue up.
I know, it went away.
No, Rack, I guess we should continue.
Okay, I guess. I just really wanted to see if it was a new friend.
Does Rack continue to climb?
Very slowly, like in the most defeated. Like he's like, okay.
I'll hang back just a little bit to see if the thing reappears.
Booty, I thought we were moving on.
We are.
Okay.
As you finish your climb, and at this point you're approaching where your other two friends are at kind of at the same time that they're finishing up the conversation they just had. Tootie, you don't see the creature again, but because you kept an eye out, you kind of know vaguely where you last saw it now that you're moving up. So you kind of know where to look and you're keeping an eye. And you arrive just as Omer and Lahava are finishing up their conversation, and the second one of these small mechanical creatures is returning. And you do notice that they're both exactly the same, these mechanical round balls, small but not tiny. Both of them have little wings and mechanical arms and legs, and one has a blue eye and one has a green eye. And they land, and we have guests. This is the first time in very many years.
Hi.
Are there more of you coming? There seems to be two coming at any specific moment. This is exciting.
Well, we thought there was another friend, but we can't find him.
Did you lose someone off the side of the creature?
Yeah.
Lahava, do you see two tiny creatures there, or is my head been hit?
There are two tiny creatures here, and I was thinking, they told me there's something wrong with their oven, and I don't know you very well, but you look like a chef to me. Maybe you can fix this oven.
I have never worked under such conditions before, but I will give it my best try.
You would like to examine the oven?
Yes.
All right. You take a look, and it is not an oven that you are at all familiar with. This is nothing like you've seen in any of the multiple places that you have cooked in.
I use the difficult bake oven.
Exactly. You've graduated to the multiple bake oven. This easy bake oven, this seems to be almost like a single serving oven, which is really inefficient. And you can't quite tell how it's powered. It's not connected to anything. It just seems to be a box sitting on the top of the shoulders of this Tarrasque. You do all clearly hear ding, and one of the creatures reaches out, opens the door. You kind of peer in, and you see it reach in and pull out what looks like a tiny little chocolate cookie. Closes the door and says, "Excuse me, I must go and make my rounds." And it flies towards the head of the Tarrasque. Go ahead and let's see. As a chef, what kind of skill would you like to bring to bear on examining this easy bake oven?
You know, I don't really know because contrary to her appearance, Tutti is not a good chef. She's not good at all. So I guess I want to look at it to see if I can tell what they're making.
Okay.
I guess. And then we're gonna go Gordon Ramsay.
Oh, okay. So go ahead and give me, I'll let you choose between a nature and a perception check.
So, okay, good. One of those is a positive integer, which brings me to a 10.
Okay. You look inside when they open the door. You kind of look around the back. This seems less like an oven and more like a magical device that is mimicking an oven. And so it seems to be more of an artificer kind of construction than a cooking apparatus. And you are not exactly sure of exactly what it's making, but it does seem to be then just creating these single serving treats.
Wonderful. Who is in charge of this kitchen?
Are we a kitchen?
Apparently so.
I do not know if there is a hierarchy between salt and pepper, but the two of us have been working as a team for well over 738.5 years.
Your names are Salt and Pepper?
Yes, I am Salt. They are Pepper.
That's very cute.
Also, we just got a very large donation that came in.
Oh my God.
Yeah, apparently, not only do we have a bunch of rerolls, but we just got a very giant donation. So at some point, I'm going to say that's our $500 donation.
Thank you.
At some point,
thank you so much.
Yeah, that's amazing.
For extra life, that's so amazing.
Absolutely.
Which means that looks like the RockPunch and D4 crew are going to be eating some Reaper peppers soon.
Exactly. And I'll say, unless I'm told otherwise, that gives you all the divine intervention. So at any point, all of a sudden, you all realize that if you need to, that weird gold dragonborn that you were talking to before, you could call on her and she'll do something for you. But meanwhile, we are back with your two mechanical friends, Salt and Pepper.
So you are Salt, they are Pepper. Who is the other one?
I'm sorry, there is only the two of us. This is two Modron operation.
But a little red fellow with a tail?
This is not a creature that I'm familiar with. Is this one of your friends? And Salt looks at all of the rest of you.
No.
Well, this is very confusing.
This pastry is inedible, but I think your problem might be with your stowaway.
Are you suspecting sabotage?
Something must be making this bad.
Well, whatever it is, we must fix it. Hour by hour, minute by minute, it is becoming less effective, and soon the Tarrasque will no longer be under its effects. And I fear that not only will we have failed in our appointed task, but then most of the surrounding area and planet will be destroyed.
I'll turn to the other three and say, this is an excuse for subpar baking.
Good at baking?
What is it that you saw? You say you saw a creature, but what was it?
Yes, there was a little red fellow on the side of the Tarrasque who hid when I tried to introduce myself. Rax saw him too.
Little. Rock. You saw something little and red. How little? How red?
Rack is overcome with silence at this moment as they try to describe the creature.
He will get it.
Maybe I don't know. I just know it was small and red, and then it disappeared.
Oh, how helpful you are.
I try.
If you believe that there is a stowaway or there's sabotage going on, then we definitely need to fix this. Do you have any suggestions?
Do you have any suggestions? I'll turn and look at Omer and Lava.
Through my link, I say to Tootie murder. Out loud, I say, I don't know, communication.
Have you tried turning this off and back on again?
No. We could definitely give it a try, but there is a chance that the boot up sequence on the tiny bake oven will take longer than the Tarrasque may be able to shake off the effects. But it is certainly something that we can try.
On the bright side, if it fails, everyone will die and we won't get in trouble for it.
Sounds good. And just at this moment, Salt is returning and the two Modrons confer for a moment in this high-pitched whine that is a noise that I will not make, but for those of you who know, sounds like a modem back in the 80s. And then they both grab one side of the Easy Bake Oven and flip it over. And you see on the bottom, there is very clearly a little switch that says on and off. And Salt pokes the switch and turns it off. And the heat goes down, and you realize that the oven had been letting off like a very gentle little hum as it's been working. And then as they turn it off, the humming stops. And then they wait, and then they push the button back on again. And for a second, nothing happens. And then very slowly, you see it start to warm up again. And you hear the hum start to happen. And they flip it over. And after a moment of frantic examination, Pepper looks at all of you and says, I'm not sure if that has fixed the problem, but it seems that we've only lost about 10 seconds worth of time. So we should all brace for impact.
Impact.
And as the two Modrons basically kneel down and grab onto whatever scale they can find, you all feel the Tarrasque lurch as it moves a lot faster all of a sudden than you were expecting, as it then brings its foot down quicker. And I need everybody to make dexterity saving throws. Douche.
8.
So
thank goodness.
While everyone's contemplating, because we got that amazing donation, we are giving away a D&D Beyond sourcebook bundle.
Yes. Awesome.
We do not have a second Beetle and Grim box to give away though. So all of those hashtags are null and void. We've already given away our one Beetle and Grim box. So if you want to enter for the sourcebook bundle, it's hashtag Beyond in the chat.
Awesome.
And we're so sorry for the confusion. So I'm sorry, guys.
Lauren.
But
Yes,
anyway.
hi.
Is this an effect that I can see?
I mean, it is the Tarrasque, so yes, you can see
Okay,
it.
because that means I get advantage, which is helpful when I roll a natural 1.
Also, the table does have 4 rerolls, so I will remind you all at this moment that rerolls can happen. Lahava, what'd you get?
21.
Ooh, and Omer?
That's more like it.
That was a second critical success for a 25.
Wow, the two of you.
I roll better with digital dice lately.
And the two of you, you've now had a lot of experience scaling this Tarrasque, examining this Tarrasque, feeling how it moves. And so both of you kind of ride this creature like a surfboard as it lurches and moves. You're practically unfazed. Rack?
Yep.
What'd you roll on your dexterity saving throw?
Oh, okay. A 5.
Okay.
Yeah.
Would you like to use a reroll, or are you going to stick with that 5?
Absolutely.
Go for it.
That's a nat 20.
Okay.
Thanks for that, guys.
You start to stumble, and then you watch Lahava and Omer as they just get into the perfect stance, and then you mirror their stance, and the three of you ride the Tarrasque. And Tootie?
So I used a reroll and got a nat 1 again.
Oh.
For a grand total of 2, but I don't think this is going to go very well for me.
So
Can
the
I-
three...
Can I try and catch her?
Sure. So Tootie face plants onto the Tarrasque and starts to slide off. And you're going to like scramble and try to grab?
Yeah, I just want to like just reach for her, and if I grab her by the like the scruff of the back of her shirt, yeah.
Give me a athletics check.
Okay. That's a 10.
Okay. Tootie, you feel Rack reach for you, and you slide fast enough that Rack grabs your hat.
Oh no.
Is your hat attached to your head in any significant way, or is it just placed gently on there as we currently see?
It's just placed gently on there, but it is such a large piece of my identity that instinctively, if it is removed from my head, I will reach out and try and grab it.
Okay. It's being removed from your head accidentally, as Rack has tried to grab you, and instead has grabbed your hat. You feel the hat come on off. Go ahead, and I'll let you make an athletics check to try to grapple back as someone has grabbed your hat.
This is utter
Hicks.
chaos, and I love it.
Would you like to use a reroll?
I just used one. I don't feel good about that, but yes, I do.
Hey, listen, they're there. Use them.
That's much better. 17.
Okay. The hat only comes off your head about an inch, as then your hand grabs your friend's hand. Because what would be worse than sliding off the Tarrasque? Losing your hat.
I got you.
Thank you. Could you grab my hand, please, instead?
Yeah.
I have terrible hat hair.
As he like puts his hand out. And if there's a moment before you put your hat on where you like your head is uncovered, he will like try to like smooth your hair and like pat your head to help you with your hat hair.
Stop.
I'm sorry. I just wanted to help.
The two of you climb back onto the Tarrasque. By the time you've settled again, the easy bake oven has gone ding, and Salt immediately opens the front and pulls out a little tiny cookie and closes the door. They examine the cookie and cock their head in and go, well, we'll see if it works. And then their little wings go and they start to fly towards the head of the Tarrasque. And Lahava, as you're watching this creature, hoping that everything is going to work out, I do need you to roll a D100 as you've just been given a roll on the Tarrasque table.
Whoever did that, I support you so much.
Oh, I love your support, Gabe. I love this support.
I support the kids.
For the children.
For the kids. That's funny. I rolled a 96. Is that the same thing as before? Should I roll it again?
Is that the same thing as before?
Yeah.
That is. So you know what? We'll go ahead and roll it again. Just for funsies.
Okay. That's weird. Out of 100 that I would roll the same.
It happens.
83.
83. You watch as this creature flies towards the front of the Tarrasque, and wow, that cookie looked really good. And you feel that sensation in your mouth when you start to salivate over something that just sounds and tastes like you can almost taste it in your mouth, and then your tongue kind of lolls out of your mouth a little bit and then rolls down and hits the ground as your tongue is now 3 times its normal size.
No! No! Come on this now!
And
oh no!
has a massive tongue.
Rack turns to you. Rack turns to you and he goes, "Oh no, what happened?" And like picks up the bottom of your tongue and like pushes it towards your face, like, "Here," and will
helping me.
In his way of helping, try to fit Lahava's tongue back in her face. Will let's see.
I'm waiting for this ability that you have that is fixed tongue. I'm waiting for this.
No, he would. So the way his
All
magic
clerics
works,
have
it just kind of happens depending on the situation. And so what he tries to instinctively do to help is cast Lesser Restoration. I don't know if it's going to work, but that's what he would do to help.
Okay.
That's his instinctive help.
Lahava, I'd like you to roll another D100.
Huh?
25.
Okay. Rack, go ahead and describe, what does it look like when you cast Lesser Restoration?
So because Rack is not the brightest creature around, he doesn't really know how to focus, for lack of better terms, his magic. So like when he does things, it's just out of like the goodness of his heart, and it just is whatever comes through his instincts. And so he literally is just like holding the rest of her tongue and just like slowly moves it back towards her face. He's like, "I'm sorry, what happened to you? I just here is and just the magic just flows. So,
and you feel I mean, at first it's uncomfortable because your tongue is just lulled onto the Tarrasque. And now it's getting pushed back into your mouth, and this is all very uncomfortable. But then the warmth of this clerical magic comes through, and your tongue returns to being its normal size, as immediately after that, any loose objects within 20 feet of you move 10 feet closer. So suddenly the easy bake oven, the tiny little oven, it goes and it bumps up against your side as it is just moved closer towards you all of a sudden, and you kind of have to step away because it's warm. And it makes this weird grinding noise. And I don't know if there's any other loose objects within 20 feet of you. Everybody else seems to have their stuff on them, but yeah, that's what happens. And the Modron that's still at the...
What a terribly odd sequence of events.
It is kind of a thing that happens here on the top of the Tarrasque on a very regular basis, although we don't tend to see that happen too often. I am sorry that you've had to experience that. Blank, blank. At this point, the other Modron has returned, and says, I have good news. It seems like that has worked as is expected. We should probably test out the Tarrasque with several other of these treats to make sure that this is a ongoing fix, but it is good to know that simply turning it off and back on again seems to have worked. And from the side of the Tarrasque, you hear another voice that says, no, no. And crawling up the side as you're just about to basically be like, job well done. All right, here we go. You see a creature, a devilish creature, crawling up with massive claws and huge red wings. And it's actually kind of cliche. It is a devil. It's the most devilish devil you've ever seen. It's actually kind of boring. It's kind of like if you gave a child some crayons and said, hey, would you draw a devil? What do you think? Like, it's a very classic grotesque face with the horns and the wings and the hooves, and it kind of flutters up about 5 feet off of the Tarrasque and says, my evil plans have been ruined by you, by all of you, bad people.
Wait, does that make you the good person?
Yes, don't you want to see this entire area trampled by a Tarrasque?
That does not seem very good.
Is that how? Am I?
It's not how
No.
good works.
Well, that's what I was sent to do. So I'm gonna have to destroy that thing.
Excuse me. By who?
Oh, I was sent by my union. We're supposed to do this kind of stuff. My name is Bland. I'm here to like ruin everything. And as you're asking this question, Tootie, go ahead and roll a D100 because you're rolling on the Tarrasque table. As you're all staring at this very boring looking devil.
He can hear you, Lauren. 34.
34. Aw. You are looking at this creature, this personification of evil in the most cliche package, and you watch as a little butterfly goes flying past your face. It actually looks like the same butterfly that Rack noticed way back moments ago when this whole adventure began. And then like a little flower petal falls. And you all notice that illusory butterflies and flower petals are now fluttering in the air within 10 feet of you for the next minute. They're very pretty. What is that? What is going on? I don't like it.
It's so pretty.
It's your fault. Why would you do this?
This is not my fault. I don't make pretty things like that happen.
But pretty things are bad, right? And bad is good, right?
Wait, what?
And I'm just going to try to give him an existential crisis.
Go ahead and roll a deception check for me.
Awesome.
Rack is trying to catch the flowers like snowflakes.
Okay. They are unfortunately illusory, so you every time you they just, you don't notice them fall through your mouth, but you think you've caught them.
Yeah, he tries.
That's a 13.
I'm gonna roll to see whether this creature has an existential crisis. This is the strangest roll I've had to do in a little while.
Hey, that's the most relatable roll for me.
I'm gonna use my reroll. No, you will not deter me from with this display, this ugly display. Chickens to me! And his eyes flash with fire, and then all of a sudden you all hear this horrific noise of the flapping of wings, but there's this weird skin-like quality to it as you hear, and up from the side of the Tarrasque you see a horde of disgusting featherless, horrible abyssal chickens as they rush towards you. And we can all roll initiative.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen that Courage the Cowardly Dog episode? Because this is there's like these. Oh God, I'll send you a picture for that, Lauren. It's the worst.
I'm kind of interested now.
Oh, yeah, that tracks. Okay.
All right.
Yep.
Ooh, not great.
I think there's still one reroll left, unless, chat would like to donate more to the children and help out the children with doing awesome things for the kids. Remember, it's for the children. And then also helping our players out so that they don't die on the top of this Tarrasque and can save the entire world. Meanwhile, Rack, what'd you get?
A 3.
All right. Lahava?
19.
And Omer?
4.
And Tutti?
21.
Ooh. All right. Tutti, you win initiative. You are up first. You are all standing near the Easy Bake Oven and the two Modrons next to it. And about 40 feet away is what looks like a small flock of really disgusting chickens. And flying above the Tarrasque is this bland devil. What would you like to do?
How far from me is the devil?
It's about 40 feet away, but it's 5 feet up off the ground.
Cool.
Off the Tarrasque ground.
Neato. So Tootie is gonna pull a pot lid, like the lid of a cast iron pot, from her hip and just hold it out in front of her like a shield. And she'll reach into her side bag and pull out a fork and throw it at the devil.
Okay.
I am living for everyone's characters right now.
Which will probably not hit at an 11, I imagine.
It kind of shifts out of the way as your fork goes flying by. It hisses as it goes past in a very boring way. Anything else?
I'll say, take that!
It's flying away. I'm not going to go get that. I'm in the middle of a battle.
Please. I only have fall.
Anything else, or are you all done?
That's it.
Okay, Lahava.
Lahava will step up, look the devil straight in the eye and say, "You give our kind a bad name." And will step as forward as necessary to, you see her hands come up and do this as flames start to shoot from them as she casts burning hands and hopefully positions herself in a way that she gets enough of these chickens into a 15-foot cone.
Okay. Are you just trying to get the chickens, or you're also trying to get the devil?
I am right now trying to get to the chickens.
Awesome.
Unless he's close enough to take some of this damage too, I'll take it for sure.
You could get one of the chickens and the devil, or you could get all 3 of the chickens.
I'll get all 3 of the chickens.
Awesome. So it's a dexterity saving throw.
Barbecue chicken for lunch today. And they need to make a dex saving throw.
All right. Chicken number 1 is going to get an 18.
Very dexterous chicken.
Chicken number 2 is going to get a 19.
Oh my goodness. Well, they're taking half.
Chicken number 2 is only getting an 11. So I think 1 fails and 2 succeed.
Actually, no. Wait, why is the save so low on this? That is weird. Weird. Okay. It looks like weird. D&D Bound says that the save is 10, so I guess they all take half. But they will be taking half of 12, 19. So they'll be taking 9 points of fire damage each. But one moment, new character. Whenever I cast fire damage, you see all of a sudden that Lahava bursts into flames herself, right? And those flames are going to stay lit after she's done that damage.
All right. Yeah, you
take 9.
You cook all of these chickens. They are still moving in that horrific manner that abyssal chickens do, but they all do seem very hurt. And now the top of this Tarrasque is alight with your fire. And anything else?
Nope.
All right.
I will stand in front of everybody like a guard, a flaming guard.
A guard of flames. I love it. It is the abyssal chicken's turn. The swarm of chickens. One of them is going to look for fiery revenge as it charges towards Lahava. One of them is going after Tootie as you stand there with your shield. And one of them is going to decide between Omar and Raka. Is going after Omar. So here we go. For Lahava... I get a bite and a claw. Let's do this. For the bite, this horrible maw opens up and snaps at you, but it snaps at you about 5 feet away from where you are because I rolled a 2. The claw, that's going to be a 14 to hit. Does that hit you?
That misses.
Ooh. And I'm assuming your circle of fire does something at this point.
It says that it does something if the creature hits me. So since it missed, I guess it did not do anything, which is sad.
It's kind of sad, but it did miss you. Tootie, you got... It was very ineffectual, and it was sad all around. Tootie, you got a bite and a claw coming towards you. I don't think a 14... Nope. All right. So the bite completely fails, but I did get a 21 on the claw. I think that hits. All right. One of these tiny little horrible chicken claws. It's that claw on the back, the dew claw. It actually gets you up the leg. You're going to take 5 slashing damage. And Omar, one of them is coming for you. That's going to be a 13. I don't think that is going to hit you. How about a 16?
That will hit.
All right. So you're also going to take 5 slashing damage as once again, the 3 of these chickens are unable to take a bite out of their prey, but the claws seem to be getting on through. It is the devil's turn. The devil looks at all of you and... it actually looks at Tootie and it says, hold on a moment. And it seems to snatch something out of the air and you realize it's a fork. It has grabbed a giant fork. Yours is like a nice normal fork with the prongs. This one are those weird forks that only have 3 prongs on them. And it is its size and it grabs the fork and it is going to come after you, Tootie. And just for fun, its first attack is going to be the natural 20 I just got with the fork.
Oh, no.
So you are going to take 26 piercing damage as this creature comes charging at you with the fork and then spears you right into the Tarrasque. And then for its, what was this fork? All right, it's gonna. If you're still standing, it's gonna try to bite you. Are you still standing?
Yeah.
All right. It opens up with its fanged teeth, and it is going to bite at you with a 15 to hit.
Reaction.
Okay.
Just in case, as a blood hunter. My blood curse is Blood Curse of the Eyeless. When you see a creature within 30 feet make an attack roll, you can use a reaction, roll one of my Hemocraft die, subtract the number rolled from the creature's attack roll. I can do it after I hear the number, but before hearing if it succeeded or not.
All right. Go ahead and roll that.
So.
Go ahead and roll that.
So my helo too.
Yeah, I got you. I don't know where my hemo die is. If that's important. It's a D6. Okay, got it.
So that is reduced by 4. So it'd be 11.
Does an 11 hit?
No, it does not.
Omar, what does this look like as what you do causes this bite to miss?
After the one chicken scratched me, and like I looked over and saw the demon acting, there was probably like a bit of blood that like came out, and it almost like, and then like swinging it into the eye of the demon instead of just letting it splatter to the side.
Oh, that is so unsanitary! Ah!
Yes.
And that is the end
Smells
of... It's salmon. Where did salmon come from?
That's right. It tastes like fish.
All right, that's the end of the devil's turn. 2 things happen at this point during the layer action. The Tarrasque is going to continue to move. I need... Who hasn't gone yet? Well, Omar, you haven't technically gone yet. I would like you to roll a d4, please, and tell me what you get.
Fear. That's a 1.
Okay. On a 1, the Tarrasque is going to step forward, and you feel it shake again as it lurches forward. I need everybody to make dexterity saving throws, please.
I kid you not. That's a critical for a 25.
Nice.
I love this character. Nothing is...
You are so lucky.
Never going back.
And Tootie?
17.
And Lahava?
21.
And Rack?
Sorry, what am I rolling?
I need a dexterity saving throw, please. As the Tarrasque is stomping forward.
13.
All right. 3 of you are now way used to this Tarrasque movement. Rack, unfortunately, it's a little more unstable. Oh yeah, you're still trying to catch the stuff that's flying around 2D.
Yep.
And you stumble and fall over, and you have been knocked prone.
No.
You're just prone though. You're
Okay.
not sliding anywhere.
Okay.
And the 2 Modrons in fear look at everything going on and protective mode, and the 2 of them surround the Easy Bake Oven, shielding it with their own bodies. Okay, and it's Omer's turn. What would you like to do?
So as a bonus action, my subclass is Order of the Lichen, so I'm going to bonus action switch into my hybrid form, and I feel like there's probably like steam coming off my body as I do it, but it like smells fishy, and it's just it's like a hot fish smell. It's just,
Oh no.
Oh, it's the worst.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
no.
it's definitely terrible.
I love it.
So there's one chicken in front of me, right?
There's one chicken in front of you. That is correct.
All right, I'm going to make an attack at that chicken with my claws. So that's a 16 to hit
Absolutely.
for 7 damage slashing.
Awesome. Already burnt. How do you dispatch of this abyssal chicken?
I scoop it up.
Make a Constitution saving throw.
That's fine. It's going to taste like fish.
Is that better?
No, that's an 8.
It's an 8?
Yeah.
It's super spicy. Whew.
You know what? I think it throws me into a rage.
I mean, if it throws you into a rage, you go for it. I'm going to say it doesn't have any negative effects, but
It's not good.
you've got those heaves going on where you're just trying to get as much air into your mouth as possible because it's a Reaper pepper.
Oh, that's fair. At least I don't have to do that in real life. Sorry, D4 crew, I love you. I'm going. Is the demon within 30 feet?
Yes, because it attacked Tootie and you were all kind of in that area. So it is engaged with Tootie at the moment.
So I'm gonna use my movement to get there, and then my
Sure.
second attack as a blood hunter to strike at that.
Sure.
All right. So that's a 16.
16 does not hit. You're just distracted enough by this horrible, peppery, spicy chicken that it just manages to miss. And yeah. Bland the devil looks at you and goes, ha!
And I breathe out my very nasty fishy breath.
Oh, spicy fish. Oh, that's just the worst. What do you, Anything else?
Nope, that's it. This is everything I ever wanted. I'm fine if we die here, to be honest.
If chat wants to give me some more natural 20s, we can make that happen. But for the moment, it is Rack's turn. What would you like to do?
So Rack was completely distracted by these illusionary flowers until Tootie got just speared by a giant fork. And it catches his attention. And he goes, you don't hurt my friends. And he will pull out his warhammer and go and just try to just wallop this demon.
Right.
I do use half my movement to stand up first.
But fortunately, because you were right there next to Tootie enjoying the illusory butterflies and other stuff, yeah, you're right there. Go ahead and make your attack.
Cool. Yeah. 21 to hit.
That hits.
That is he's doing it two-handed because he's pissed.
He's so mad.
That's 6 points of damage. And then he's going to use his reaction immediately to use his horns to go and shove the demon away. And the demon has to make a strength save.
Strength saving throw. All right.
15.
That would be a 7. So no.
Cool. He is pushed 5 feet away.
Yeah!
Ideally, Rack would try to shove him off the Tarrasque.
You're not close enough to the edge to be shoved off, but you do definitely shove him away.
And then as my bonus action, Rack is just you can see the breath, like he's breathing really hard, and you can see the breath coming out of his nostrils, and he looks pissed. And he and you see this this ethereal hammer that looks just like the one he's holding appear next to him, and as he casts spiritual weapon.
Nice. And you're placing it next to you? You don't want to place it next to...
He will probably place it next to one of the chickens.
Okay.
Yeah.
I believe there's a chicken harrying Tootie. So if you'd like
yeah. Yeah. That's the one he'll...
All right.
Yep.
And I believe you also get to attack with it when you cast it, because spiritual weapon is awesome because clerics are the best.
Do I? I thought it was a bonus action to do it, and then you had to wait and then use it as a bonus action.
Oh, that might be it. I thought you could do it right away. Well, you cast it, you have this awesome hammer, and you have this awesome hammer, and you have your very hurt friend. And if that's everything, we are back to the top of the round. And it is Tootie. Oop.
No, I was wrong. It says when you cast the spell, you can make a melee spell attack with it against a creature within 5 feet of the weapon.
That's what I thought. Tootie, you're about to watch this spiritual hammer come down on this chicken in front of you. Go ahead and Rack, make your attack.
Let's see. That is 18 to hit.
That hits.
That is 8 points of damage. And it will literally just come down and he wants to smush it.
And you do, Tootie, as you are recovering from the fork to the gut, you watch as this massive spiritual hammer turns the the abyssal chicken at your feet to abyssal chicken puree. And it is Tootie's turn.
So Tootie will glance at what was previously a chicken, and then she'll kind of like side eye the devil, and as she's pulling the ladle off of her belt and the cleaver off of her back, she'll go, you know, that rebuffed my pastry. She's gonna go into a rage. And so she'll take the cleaver, and with the ladle sort of resting in the crook of her neck, she's gonna come down with the cleaver on the devil.
All right.
And then follow that up with a ladle swing. So for the cleaver, that's a 26 to hit.
Oh yes, definitely.
And then for the ladle, that's an 18 to hit.
Both of those hit.
Sweet.
Go ahead and roll that sweet damage as
Sweet,
hopefully some more people donate to get some more Tarrasque tables rolled in here, you know, because I think what this fight needs is more random wild effects from this Tarrasque for the children.
Yeah. As if our life wasn't already chaotic enough.
Right?
It'll
So
make it better.
That's
Oh, fish werewolf.
14 for the 14 points of slashing damage for the cleaver, and 2, 4, 8 bludgeoning damage for the ladle.
Yeah, whack, whack. You bring it down on this devil. Definitely this creature reels as you've charged forward, and it's hissing at you as it clutches at these wounds of it. Anything else?
She'll kind of like hunch down a little bit because she's hurt, and kind of clutching at the wound in her her midriff. She'll kind of just like continue to stare down the devil.
All right, Lahava, it is your turn.
How far is the devil from me? Within 30 feet?
Oh yes, yeah, it's probably like 15, 20 feet away at most.
Everybody sees Lahava reach up to the sky and kind of pull invisible flame down and then push it towards the devil, actually with fists. And he must make a strength saving throw as she punches with fists of unbroken air.
Awesome.
Whoa.
Unfortunately, I did get a 22 on my strength saving throw.
No.
Nah.
So that was nothing because there's no oh wait. Yeah, on a save there's nothing. That sucks.
Oh,
okay.
bummer.
Aw.
Can we
Well,
force a
Then
I mean, chat can totally.
hey, chat, you want to pay for a reroll?
Yeah, I mean, chat can make those rerolls happen if they want to
Dungeon
reroll
Master
for the
Force-
children.
force Lauren to re-roll this so that Elisa's really cool ability goes through? I don't know if that's how that works, but
I don't think that's how that works, but I'm willing to, if someone is going to donate, I'm willing to let that be the way that it works in order for a cool thing to happen. But for the moment, unless one of those comes on in, is there anything else you would like to do? Because unfortunately, your Flaming Fist of Fury has missed or has
I don't
not.
think that's considered. Yeah, that's an action, so I don't think it's considered an attack. So I get 2 attacks per action, but that's a full action. So I don't think I can do anything else. So I will hold.
It is considered an attack. Is there a bonus action attack that you want to do? Because I believe as a monk you can do that.
Actually, you know, I mean, I guess I could do that.
If you'd
Okay,
like.
I'll do my. So I get something done here. No, you know what? I'm going to save it. It's fine.
Okay.
I'm good.
You're good. You're awesome. All right. It
We'll
looks
see if
super
we can
cool.
here. Come on. Chat's asking how much is needed. Just make up a good price.
The reroll. Well, so what we'll do is let me see. So $10 grants 1 reroll. $50 gets the party a natural 20. 100 gets me a natural 20. So there you go. If you grant a reroll, I will let the party use that on me to force me to reroll. So I will put that out there.
We're already out of reroll.
So I will put that out there into the universe for the children. Meanwhile, there is one abyssal chicken left. It is burnt and crispy and upset. I'm trying to remember who it was. I think it's the one near La Hava. It was the one that completely failed to hit you at all. It's gonna try again. So here comes its horrible maw. It's an 18 to hit. La Hava, does an 18 hit you?
Oh, an 18 totally hits.
Okay.
Sorry, I was answering a chat.
That's okay.
For money.
So the bad news is you get bit by this horrible chicken. You're going to take 4 piercing damage, but I believe that you're still wreathed in flame and something happens at that point.
No, my flame went down at the end of my turn, but that's okay. I get 4, you said 4 damage?
Yep, 4 piercing damage, and then its tiny little claw is going to come at you. Is a 16 hit?
16 does hit.
All right, you take 5 slashing damage as this tiny abyssal chicken rakes into you, very upset with the fact that you were ignoring it.
Oh, you terrible thing.
And a reroll just got given to the party, which is good, as it is Bland the Devil's turn. What is Bland gonna do? Bland is gonna do the Bland thing, which is grab its fork and look at Tootie and say, I'm going to win this fight because I have to and I'm supposed to. He's gonna come after you with his fork. Bland doesn't have the best comebacks for anybody. That first one is definitely not going to hit. That's 13. I think so. And yes, so now that the team has a reroll, I will let you say that you can use that to make me reroll something. So any 20 roll, you can use that on. And then the bite's going to come in on Tootie, and that's going to be a 16 to hit. All right, that does hit. You're going to take 8 piercing damage as the fork misses, and then he just follows what happened with the chicken and digs into your shoulder. Nom, nom, nom.
Rude.
And then he's going to take a bite out of you, and then he is going to fly up. And you do get an attack of opportunity because he did not disengage.
I'll pull out the cleaver and swipe at his wing.
All right.
That's a 26 to hit.
That does hit.
Where are all my D12s? There we go. 18 points of slashing damage.
Roll for me roll just one more D20, and if you get double digits, you will have crippled the wing.
Oh God.
So
that's a lot of pressure. Can I use the reroll?
I think your team is saying use the reroll.
18.
Describe how you cut the wing off of this creature. It's not dead, but you've definitely stopped its flight.
I don't know how many of you have been to a butcher shop, but if you've ever watched a butcher like wrap up a duck or something, and it's just that one clean slice through the neck, it's like that, but its wing.
And it was in the process of flying straight up. So as you do that, it spins in the air, tumbles, and then lands about 10 feet away up the shoulder of the Tarrasque, sliding against the scales, leaving this pool of black ichor. It stands back up, holding its wing, hissing at you, and it's now no longer able to fly. And at this point, it's the Tarrasque's turn. Rack, go ahead and roll me a d4.
Okay. 3.
As this Tarrasque is moving, one of its giant claws comes back and it kind of reaches back behind its shoulder, kind of where this demon ichor has been left in this smear, and it starts to scratch, like it's a little itchy. I need everyone to make a strength saving throw as it's going to arch its back and kind of scratch, and you're all scrambling to hold on to something. Lahava?
You said it was a strength saving throw?
Strength saving throw, that's correct.
That's a 22.
That saves. Tootie?
24.
That saves. Omer?
15. Y'all are wild.
That just barely saves. And Rack?
The Rack rolled a 1.
Oh no. Okay.
For a total of 5, but it is a natural 1.
It is a natural 1. Everybody else manages to like grab a hold of a spike or a loose bit of something. You are so angry at this devilish creature that all you can do is watch it. And so as you slide back, as the Tarrasque rears up to scratch it at its back, you almost don't notice that you slid back down its back 20 feet, and you're only stopped because you go smashing into one of the spikes on its back, and you take 10 piercing damage.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Yeah, it doesn't feel good, but it does stop you from falling off of this thing. And I think that's another reroll that just came in. Yeah, that is. All right, team got another reroll, and it is Omer's turn. Omer, the werefish.
So the demon is out of view, but the crippled wing, is it close enough to attack?
Oh, it's definitely close enough to attack. It's like 15 feet away. It's landed on top of the Tarrasque. It's looking hurt, but is definitely within your reach.
Cool. I am going to unleash upon this thing.
Bring it on! I heard someone say that once and it sounded pretty cool, so I thought I'd say it too.
I think the only thing he does is just like it's just the wicked breath. So that is a 22 to hit.
Oh yes.
For 8 slashing damage.
Okay.
And then second attack, 18 to hit.
That does hit.
For 7 slashing damage.
I'm going to say for 6 slashing damage and 1 poison breath damage as you fish in its face. And yeah, this devil is looking incredibly hurt, and you're now just kind of glaring at each other on the top of this Tarrasque. Anything else?
Oh, I can make an unarmed strike as a bonus action in my hybrid form. This is important for you to read your stats to see how they actually work.
All right, bring on attack number 3.
21.
That hits.
For 6 + 3 for a 9 slashing damage.
Yeah, for a moment you're thinking about a comeback to this thing, and then you're like, I'm just gonna claw at it again. Why not? All right, as Omer digs into this thing, Rack, you are kind of feeling a spike in your back as you've been slid 20 feet back down the Tarrasque. What would you like to do?
How far away from Tootie am I?
I'm gonna say, because you were right next to Tootie when you got slid, so 20 feet.
Okay. Rack is going to run back up to Tootie. And on his way with his spiritual weapon, he's just gonna like swing at the demon. He's gonna move
Sure.
his spiritual weapon over there to do that. That is a 9 to hit.
Sadly, no. Your spiritual weapon manages to get over there, but it misses.
Yep. And then
Ooh.
he rushes over to Tootie and he says, "It's gonna be okay, friend. You're gonna be okay." And he'll like put his hand on your shoulder and pat it a little bit, and he casts Cure Wounds at first level.
That's adorable.
Second level. Just kidding. Second level.
That's an adorable Cure Wounds.
And you heal 14.
Sweet.
Judy, you feel this rush of healing magic close up some of your wounds. The table now apparently has 3 rerolls, and it is your turn. What would you like to do?
Tootie will give a nod of thanks to Rack, and then charge the demon, and on the way go, "You are a disgrace to the culinary arts," and bring down the cleaver again.
All right.
19 to hit.
19 hits.
And then she's gonna do 2 follow-up swings with the ladle, because I forgot about my extra attack.
That's okay. You took a lot of damage, so...
Yeah, I got hit in the head a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a dirty 20 and 24.
All of them hit. Go ahead and give me all that beautiful chef damage.
Chef damage, that culinary damage. 14 points of slashing damage with the cleaver.
All right.
And then 8 and 9 points respectively with the ladle hits. Ladle smacks.
All right. This creature is looking haggard and worn and on its last legs. And as you lay into it, it goes, "No, I can't go back. I'll get a failing mark on this mission. No." Is there anything else you'd like to do?
Look very confused as to why they're being graded on missions.
And Lahava, it is your turn. You're still being harried by a tiny abyssal chicken.
Yes, Lahava is very pissed off that her fist of unbroken air was just stood up to like it was nothing. And so, how far is the devil from me?
It's about 20 feet.
Okay, and there's a chicken right at me, right?
You still have a chicken.
I am going... Right. So what I am going to do is I am going to, you'll see as she reaches down to unarmed strike this chicken, her fist turns into flame. And she punches the chicken. So let's do that one first.
Sure.
22 to hit.
Definitely hits.
Oh, and 9 points of fire damage on this chicken.
All right. Would you like to describe how you flambe this chicken, as it is going to die?
Yes, as the chicken, like squawks, her flaming fist goes straight into its mouth, and she pulls back its like wishbone that's and holds it up, and it's on fire.
That's awesome.
Here you go, make a wish, and like throws it over to Rack, and then we'll move to the devil.
All right.
And then but 10 feet away.
Okay.
And we'll punch, because she has to reach with this, and punch the devil as well.
Sure.
Ooh, that is a natural 20. It's about
nice. Making up for all those other rolls.
So that's, do you just do the double? Every DM is so different. Do you just double my damage or do you do max plus a roll?
Let's just do double the damage for the moment. Yeah, keep it simple.
Okay, so that one is 16 points of fire damage.
Ooh. Is it all fire or is there anything else?
All fire. So with things of fire strike, all of my damage does fire damage instead of bludgeoning. Is that a bad thing? Probably, maybe.
Does it happen to bypass resistance when it does that?
It doesn't say. I didn't think about this.
Okay, so the good news is, I mean, it still takes some of this damage as the fire courses across it and sears, but it is a creature from the infernal places.
Shut the door off.
And it doesn't quite take all of your damage.
That's all right. So what I'm going to do then is I'm going to spend a key point to flurry of blows. So hopefully I can just get 2 more strikes and regular ones. So I will spend a key point, and you see all of a sudden she spins around and hits 2 more times. The first one is on 1, so it's going to. Can I use one of those rerolls, everyone?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. All right. That's a 19 to hit.
That hits.
Okay. For 8 points of damage. Second fist is a 24 to hit.
Oh, yes.
For another 8 points of damage.
All right.
You devil.
It is, it stumbles and it kind of almost falls to the ground, the Tarrasque, as it were. And it sneers up at you, and it doesn't even really have a comeback as it is so injured. And 2 things happen at the same time. The first thing that happens is you see the cleric from before, that dragonborn, the gold one that had given you this mission, she goes flying overhead, her wings unfurled, and she flies over Tootie and says, "I got a present for you," and drops a bag. And you catch this bag, and inside of it you see 2 potions clinking around in there, and you happen to see the label on them that says Potions of Growth. And as the dragonborn flies over and says, "I'll try to come back with more," and swoops around, the devil is going to... Oh, they really don't want to stop this mission. The devil is actually going to look back at Tootie and say, "You took my wings, I will take yours." And fire erupts from this creature's mouth in a fairly familiar cone as it breathes. And I need, I think it's going to get Omer and Lahava. Where you said you're 10 feet away, where exactly would you have positioned yourself?
Honestly, I would probably be between the rest of the party and this thing.
All right. Then,
to be honest, I mean, I don't know how wide this Tarrasque is for me to be outside of a Kona area anyway, but
it is pretty wide. But I can understand if you want to if you are there between it and the Easy Bake Oven and the 2 Modrons, because that is where this fire is going.
I probably would have.
All right. I need Omer and Lahava to make dexterity saving throws. And I need to do this for the Modrons.
16 for me.
Mine is a 23.
Ooh. Both of you pass. Omar just barely, but you both pass. So the 2 of you are going to take half this damage.
And this is fire, because I am also resistant to fire damage.
It is fire, so you will take half of the half.
Okay.
So it's going to be 9 fire damage total. So Omar will take 3, or 4. Yeah, 4, and Lahava will take 2.
Got it.
The Modrons are protecting the Easy Bake Oven, and you watch as their tiny little white feathery wings are set ablaze as this gout of flame comes out, and they make high-pitched squeals that are disturbing and sound more like modem noises, if you happen to know what that means. And as the wings burn away and the 2 Modrons are like, oh, ouch, the devil starts to laugh and says, at least I did something right. And then all the abyssal chickens are dead. So it's the Tarrasque's turn. Lahava, roll me a d4. There's this horrible noise from the back of the Tarrasque as you hear, and this sickening smell. And I need everybody to make a Constitution saving throw.
Oh no.
Oh yes.
Now, Lauren.
Yes,
question.
Worse than the fish.
Can I take it at advantage because I have consistently had a fish smell around myself? So I feel like unless this Tarrasque toot is so overwhelmingly strong that it overwhelms my fish smell.
You know what? I like the way that you're talking about this. I will give you advantage because the Tarrasque smell is way worse.
That's fair.
But you are surrounded by fish, so I will let you do this at advantage because I find that funny. 2D, what'd you roll?
8.
And Lahava?
Thank God.
12.
Ooh, and Rack?
16.
And Omer?
With my advantage of 21. Because
All right.
originally I rolled a nat 2.
Omer and Rack. It's bad, but you've smelled worse. Omer, you at the moment kind of smell worse, depending. Tootie and Lahava, the smell of this Tarrasque toot overwhelms you. You are sickened until the end of your next turn, so you have disadvantage on attack rolls and ability checks.
Exactly.
It's bad. It's super bad. Omer, it's your turn.
Okay. So there's the only conflict we really have this demon figure here.
It is the only aggressor left unless you would like to attack the Tarrasque.
Nah. Even Gabe's not that bold. I'm gonna attack this demon with reckless abandonment.
I like to hear it.
All right. So that's a dirty 20.
That hits.
For 8 slashing.
Okay.
Second attack is a 17 to hit.
That just barely hits.
Oh, okay. For 7 slashing.
And with that final hit, would you describe in gory detail the death of Bland the Devil?
So one slash across the chest, and then slamming my claws into the chest, and then pulling it towards me. Suffer.
Oh, that's the worst. And it does, as it dissolves into a puddle of demon ichor on the back of this Tarrasque. It just has the most horrified, disgusted look on its face, as now it is surrounded by the smell of Tarrasque farts and fish breath. And what a way to go. So we are out of initiative, but at this very moment, you all take a second. And then you see the 2 Modrons as they release their hold of the Easy Bake Oven. And the oven seems to be unharmed, unhurt. And it gives off a little ding. And Pepper reaches over automatically and opens the door and pulls out one of these little chocolate cookies. And then looks at you and looks at all of you in horror and says, "Oh no. Oh no." Oh no, oh no, oh no. And you see the stubs of what's left of their little wings are just flapping, unable to fly.
I think I can help.
Yes, please.
I'll reach into my bag and get one of the potions.
Okay.
And which parts of you is the mouth?
Wait. Get right here under the nose.
Okay. And I'll pour the potion in there.
Okay. I'm assuming
those wings to grow back.
Well, so
it's a potion of growth.
It doesn't regrow the wings. However,
oh, I know.
Yes, it does something much more fun. Would you like to enlarge or reduce?
It said that I get the effects of the enlarge.
Okay, you get. Oh yeah, because it's the growth one. All right, go ahead and roll me a d4.
2.
Okay, so for the next 2 hours, so enlarge. You cause a creature or an object you see within range to grow larger or smaller for the duration. How big does this Modra? The target size doubles. Oh, jeez. Target size doubles in all dimensions. Weight is multiplied by 8. So you
really fat Modron now.
The
dense.
Chunkiest of Modrons.
You didn't want to do this to the Tarrasque?
I mean,
I thought about it.
Well, while you think about this, this Modron, I'm gonna say it's Pepper, or actually, is it Salt or Pepper that you enlarge?
Pepper, because Pepper's the one who's been doing the running from what I've seen.
Well, they've basically been, it's a relay. So one goes while the other stays by the easy bake oven, and then they swap. So Pepper, you pour in the potion and their green eye gets large, and then their entire body, it shimmers, and then it just goes boom. And now instead of a small creature, it is now a medium-sized creature, but it is a chunky Modron. Or, I'm sorry, they were medium, so it's now large. It is now large Modron, a large bulbous Modron on mechanical legs and arms. The wings don't come back, but it is very heavy.
Ta-da!
Oh dear, I am very large now.
Are there wings mechanical?
Yes. Taking a look, it looks like everything on these creatures, it is some kind of
organic.
Yeah, it's a construct. The feathers were they're gone now, but you would have noticed that maybe they were like a silicone based kind of thing. Then they've just all burnt off. So Pepper looks really excited and says, well, I think I can deliver the cookie now. Let's see. And it's going to walk its way up the head of the Tarrasque. And it's going to get to the nose of the Tarrasque. And you're going to watch it stand there on the nose for a moment holding the cookie. All right, here we go. And you see as it grabs hold of the nose, and it's going to try to swing over and deposit the cookie into the maw of the Tarrasque. I'm going to roll.
Rock will go, I know you can do it. And we'll cast Bless.
Okay, that's a D4, right?
Yes.
That's good, because Pepper rolled like crap.
Oh, no.
Oh, dear. Okay.
Oh, no.
So 2 things happen. Pepper takes the cookie, and you watch as they swing around. Oh, I believe.
Hold on. Yep.
Ooh, this is exciting.
This is so suspenseful.
1 second while we have
technical difficulties.
No one can see me. Now I can do all what I planned. Secretly, I was the devil. Plan was working for me.
Between you and me, I am not sure this is going to work. I have my doubts.
As we wait for the overlay to be fixed and everything, there is still a little bit of time in order to get your donations in for this game. Definitely go check out the link that you could probably still see, because it should just be our faces that are a little in the wrong place at the moment, you could definitely go donate, go help us out, maybe go help out the next game that is going to be coming up. There is still a divine intervention. Well, once we get back where everybody can see us, then your Dragonborn cleric will show up and do one thing to the best of her ability. Do we want to take a short break and we'll come back when the things are fixed? Maybe take like three minutes, have a bio break.
That's fine.
All right. We're gonna give the fine people behind the scenes a few minutes to fix whatever is going on, and we will be right back with the thrilling conclusion of Tarrasque Snacks. Stay tuned.
Extra Life was born. It just occurred to me that gamers should be able to do the things they love to help sick and injured kids as well. And so the funds that Extra Lifers raise can go to a variety of purposes in the local area at the local hospital.
So maybe your extra $20 or your extra $50 goes to curing 87% of children with leukemia.
62 kids like me enter a children's hospital every minute.
And I was one of those kids. You could save their life too.
Play games, heal kids.
We're back. We're back.
We're back. Hey, look, everything's fixed. So, in case you missed it, we're about to find out whether Pepper is about to succeed on delivering the Tarrasque the treat that it needs in order to keep the Tarrasque from waking up and destroying the entire world. The good news is that thanks to a very timely bless by Rack, the treat will be delivered. As Pepper loses their grip on the side of the Tarrasque and falls and chucks the treat into the mouth of this creature and then continues to fall, and you hear a, "It was worth it!"
No, Pepper.
I like salt more anyways.
Oh my,
well, thank
so
you,
mean.
but that was, I am super mean. I'm the meanest. You do think you see, as the Tarrasque continues to move, the form of enlarged Pepper on the ground slowly pulling themselves up as they are not destroyed by the fall. They look injured and a little abashed and very large, but they did manage to deliver the treat. And so Salt looks at all of you and says, "Well, that will save us for a moment, but very soon we're going to need to continue to do this. Do you have any other ideas? I can fix my wings if I'm given some time, but then one of you is going to have to deliver the next treat." Oh, excellent.
Yeah.
Okay. When it dings, grab it and deliver it to the Tarrasque. And you watch as Salt pulls out from seemingly nowhere a little satchel that includes what looks like artificer tools and a whole bunch of replacement parts, and sets down next to the Easy Bake Oven and pulls off their own back. Literally, you just hear click, and then this whole panel from the back of the Modron just lifts up and is pulled off, and they set their back down on the back of the Tarrasque and start to work on their own wings. And moments later, the Easy Bake Oven goes ding.
I'm gonna pick up the treat.
Okay.
And start running up to like the Tarrasque's mouth, I guess, and like, I don't know. I didn't think this through, but this is a one shot, so I don't care.
Okay.
I'm gonna. Okay.
I'm excited for whatever is about to happen.
It's all bad. So how difficult is it going to be to get into the mouth?
You think it could be, the difficulty is not going to be getting into the mouth. The difficulty is going to be maybe getting back out again. The Tarrasque in its semi-docile state, its mouth is already kind of loosely hanging open. And so what you saw from Pepper is that they were able to just like, as they fell past and fell to the ground, obviously, they were able to fling the treat into the mouth. So it's open enough that if you could get to the front of the muzzle, you could climb into the mouth. And you think that that's probably what the Modron was trying to do, is like climb to the front of the mouth, throw the treat in and climb back out, and then failed an athletics check.
Okay.
So technically, bless is concentration. And so
Okay.
if Rack sees that you're going to do the same thing, would the bless be passed on? Is that how that could work?
I think you have to recast it in order to get. Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah, it's fine. He would do it. Casting bless again. I believe in you. You can do it.
So I'm going to try to climb into the mouth.
All right.
So what would you like me to roll for that?
For entering the mouth of a Tarrasque, I would like an athletics check to see if you can basically grapple your way to teeth and tongue.
Cake.
Is it obvious that Omer is climbing into the mouth?
I'm gonna say yeah.
Then
I mean, are you trying to do this stealthily?
No.
If he's climbing into the mouth, Tutti is going to start sprinting in that direction and is going to chug the other enlarged potion on the way.
All right. You chug the other enlarged potion and describe yourself in large form.
Me, but bigger. She's a dwarf. Tutti is a dwarf, so she's very like stout. And it looks very strange to see her twice as tall, but like still every bit as wide. Like she's basically this big square shape, with now an even larger cleaver and an enormous ladle on her persons.
And a massive hat.
And a huge hat.
Just the best giant chef's hat. Okay, you go bounding forward. You are now the world's largest dwarf. The head of the Tarrasque actually starts to dip forward a little bit with your weight on top of it.
Why are you like this?
That's not my voice. Why are you like this?
And what would you like to do?
If he's climbing into the mouth, then I want to. Oh, this could end really badly, guys. I'm going to swing forward over the snout of the Tarrasque, like grab it by the nostrils and do a flip over to try and pry the mouth open and keep it open so that he doesn't get eaten.
Okay. So I need an athletics check from you as well, as
Cool.
basically both of you are entering the mouth of the Tarrasque for two different purposes, though.
Yes.
Maybe 3, to be honest. So I rolled a 14. Don't look at me like that, Diana.
Okay.
Rack panics and is like, oh, I don't understand what's happening, but don't die, Tootie, and casts Bless on you too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do they both have Bless now, or just Tootie?
No, they both have it.
Okay. Omer, did you include Bless in your roll?
No.
Bless a D4.
Yes.
Oh, 18.
All right. And Tootie?
Dirty 20.
Omer, you flip like an Olympic gymnast and manage to slide in between the sharp, very dangerous teeth that are almost the size of you into the mouth, landing on the tongue. Moments later, a incredibly massive chef lands next to you, slightly more gracefully than you, and the both of you are in the mouth of a Tarrasque. It stinks. You thought the fish and the fart were bad. This is even worse. Cookie breath is surprisingly bad. What would you like to do?
So I'm holding the treat, looking at it, and it looks so tasty. It looks so delicious. I've wanted this cookie since I saw it for the first time. And
Don't worry, Omer, I am here to save you.
While standing in the mouth of the Tarrasque, I want to use my Calistar ability to mind link to talk to it.
Okay. What do I need to know about this except that you're about to talk to a Tarrasque?
Mind link just says you can talk telepathically to the creature. You can use your action to give that creature the ability to speak telepathically with you for an hour.
All right. As Tootie lands and announces that she is there to help and is holding open the mouth of this Tarrasque, which I'm going to say without even a roll, you're able to do because this creature is sedated, literally. So you push open. Omer, you make telepathic contact with the Tarrasque. What do you say?
How hungry are you?
Munchies.
All right, so I'm going to say this right now, and I'm going to let the chat decide. If we can raise, we need $75. If we get to $6,000 raised total, I will eat this cookie and free the Tarrasque for the children.
Well, while we give the chat time to make this epic thing happen, the camera cuts back to the top of the Tarrasque, the not inside of the Tarrasque, let's say, as Rack and Lahava are standing there with the other Modron who is frantically trying to fix their wings. They've got one wing built. The other one is still coming together. What would the two of you like to do? Sorry, it's just our internal chat. Sorry?
No, it's terrible. Can we tell how quickly this wing fixing is happening?
It's happening
Like, does it look like it's before the next snack needs to be delivered? Because I'm obviously blissfully unaware of the fact that Omer is about to eat the cookie himself.
You think it's happening pretty fast. This Modron is incredibly efficient. You think you might have to deliver one more treat, but that basically if this treat goes off and the next treat goes off, you're golden. Modron is fixed. By then, okay, the one that fell will be able to run back up. Oops, sorry.
Yeah, no, I'll probably want to be the next one to run since I run fast and deliver the next treat. But in the meantime, I will, all of a sudden, Lahava's voice becomes very loud and booming, so loud, in fact, that anybody inside the mouth can hear her. And she says, "Have you delivered that cookie yet?"
That sentence with that voice is amazing, by the way. As she does this, Rack, what are you doing?
So Rack is stressing right now. because it's just utter chaos and his poor little mind can't handle all of it. But is the rope still hanging off the side of the Tarrasque?
Yes.
Okay.
No one got it, so yeah, it's still there.
If Rack slid down the rope to kind of be halfway down the Tarrasque, could he reach within a 60-foot radius the party members and the enlarged Pepper?
Sure. 60-foot radius? Yeah, because
yes.
It's 100 feet tall, so yes.
Okay. Then he is going to go slide down the rope, and then he's going to cast Mass Healing Word on everybody.
Oh. All right, I need a give me a dexterity saving throw. I'm going to give you advantage because basically you are using the rope to slide on down, so this is just to make sure that you don't slide all the way off.
Well, it just really, really wanted to be a 9. So that is a 10.
Okay, go ahead and cast your Mass Healing Word.
Okay. Mass Healing Word is it Mass Healing Word is just 1d4 plus 4, right?
If you
but
got
it's from multiple people.
Probably, yeah.
Yes. Okay. Everyone heals 7.
Thank you.
Pepper on the ground heals 7 and continues to stand there instead of continuing to run, as you, in your moment of needing to heal your friends, use your hands as part of casting the spell and slip off of the rope and start to fall.
Yep. That tracks.
But you get the spell off, and the Modron on the ground is gonna try to do what you were originally gonna do to your friends and catch you. And so much tense rolling as we're getting. They rolled a 17. You land on the Modron, and there's a crunch and and you think that it's probably a good thing that your Mass Healing Word healed this Modron, as they're probably hurt again, but you and it survive as you fall to the ground. I do not believe we've gotten any donations. And so back in the mouth of the Tarrasque,
I have a very internal moment. It smells so good. It's so interesting.
Oh man, what are you doing?
I eat the cookie.
Come on, chat. Come on, chat.
I'm gonna eat the cookie. I'm just gonna do it.
Omer, I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Oh no!
What
kind of chocolate is this?
No, but it's drugged. You're gonna fall asleep.
You're now the drugged Tarrasque.
What did you roll?
A 13. I actually entirely forgot that this was keeping the thing docile entirely.
So this cookie, it has enough of something in it to, at least for multiple minutes, keep an entire Tarrasque sedated. And it is the most delicious.
Say it that way, Lauren.
You know, I gotta be truthful with you. It is the most delicious cookie you have ever eaten, and it is heaven in your mouth. It is fantastic. And so you don't even notice as you blissfully fall unconscious onto the soft tongue of this Tarrasque and curl up and immediately fall asleep.
Question.
Answer.
Did it taste like fish?
What is the most delicious thing that Omer would want to eat at this very moment?
Strawberry shortcake.
Then it tastes like strawberry shortcake. And you fall asleep thinking of strawberry shortcake.
So, question.
Yes?
Because I've technically cast this 3 times, has a minute gone by to where Bless has gone down?
What do you want to do?
Technically, do you only get one use of bless, or is it you keep using it until it's done?
You can use it on everything. So bless
does Gabe technically still have his bless?
You do.
Oh, okay.
You want to add D4 to that roll?
That's a 17.
You still fall completely unconscious
Okay.
because
I tried.
it was enough sedative
it.
for an entire Tarrasque.
Hey, it's worth trying.
It was totally worth trying.
You know what? I'm in my head, everything was tasting like fish, and it was driving Omer like a little to the edge. So like the cookie didn't taste. It was perfect.
Awesome. Tootie, what is your reaction to this moment?
So holding open the mouth, I just watched my friend eat the cookie and collapse.
Mm-hmm.
Oh boy. This is not good. So still have one hand on the roof of the mouth to keep it pried open.
Mm-hmm.
With my other hand, I'm gonna grab Rack's pouch of treats.
Okay.
And just sort of like pull the drawstring with my mouth and start shaking treats down the throat of the Tarrasque.
Okay.
A cookie is a cookie.
A cookie is a cookie. Go ahead, Rack.
Yeah.
I want you to make a retroactive persuasion check.
Okay.
We're gonna see how delicious these treats in your bag are.
I had treats in there too, my baking, so it's probably not good across the board.
Well, you know what? I will give you advantage on this persuasion check because of the multiple kinds of treats in there.
Okay. Persuasion?
Yes.
Okay. Nope.
No?
5.
Okay. So you shake the treats down the gullet, and the Tarrasque, as it has not received any sedative in a little while, is starting to wake up. You feel it do that pause thing that it had been doing before. The tongue begins to move, and it starts to cough.
Oh boy. Could I'm gonna let go of the roof of the mouth because there are bigger problems right now. And then I'm gonna kind of, because I'm huge, lift Omer up by his shoulders. Sorry about this, buddy. And I'm gonna punch him in the stomach in an effort to get him to throw up with the cookie bits.
Or if we let the Tarrasque eat Omer, will the sedative work the same way?
That is not my style.
I love this game so much.
Then I become a Tarrasque. That's how they're made.
Second-hand
there you
cookie.
go. This is all right. I'm gonna say Tootie hits you. No problem. Omer, I need you to make another Constitution saving throw.
That's a 9.
You come back to consciousness as what's left of the cookie comes out of your mouth, and you baby bird the Tarrasque. And
was that worth it?
So much.
Yes, it was. I'd do it again.
Omer, it was delicious, but you're a little foggy. Oh, you're a little off. You're at disadvantage for everything right now. The Tarrasque seems to calm down for a moment, but at the top you do hear the only people that hear the ding at this point is Lahava and the remaining Modron, who is still frantically working on their other wing, and you hear ding. Oh my.
Okay. I've been like Great British Baking Show, like staring through the little window of this oven the entire time, just waiting to like grab it and run. So when she hears that, she will grab the cookie and say, I am coming, and run up.
Okay. You run up to the top of the head. Are you also trying to enter the mouth? What would you like to do?
Well, since I do not have my rope anymore, which was just reminded to me, I think I'm just going to jump. Yes. And I'm going to jump and toss, and hopefully this works. And right. I might go to Pepper, but I'll just I'll try to hang on and not fall, but we'll see what happens. But I'm aiming for the mouth. That's the most important part.
All right. Give me an athletics check.
God, I love one shots.
All three of you are going to end up in the mouth of this Tarrasque, and I'm here for it. This is not where I thought this was going to go at all, but we're here.
We're safe if we're on the inside of the Tarrasque, right?
A 9?
With a 9, are you blessed as well, or was it just the 2 in the mouth?
I think.
I don't know.
So
how many?
It can bless up to 3 creatures, but is that just like an automatic? It says you bless up to 3 creatures of your choice.
Of your choice.
Yeah. So at the
but you bless
it happened.
them and pepper them.
Oh yeah. All right. With a 9,
it's fine.
I
can fall.
Tootie and Omer, as you are gathering yourself to do whatever you're going to do next in the mouth of this Tarrasque, you watch as another cookie goes flying right past you and down the gullet. And then you see Lahava go flying right past you down towards the ground. Yes.
As I fly towards the ground, you can tell me how much damage I'm going to take, but I do have slow fall, so...
okay.
That's handy. For sure.
How much damage does slow fall?
25.
Okay. Yeah. I'm not going to roll because we're getting towards the end of this, but I will say with your slow fall, you are able to slow down just enough that when you hit the ground, it hurts. It's bad. It's you're going to be feeling that in your back tomorrow because you landed wrong, kind of on your butt, maybe a little bit on your tailbone, but you do manage to land and are okay. Rack and the other Modron are making their way back up to the top of the Tarrasque. We're back to Tootie and Omer. You're still in the mouth of this creature. Are you just making a home here and this is where you live now?
Sorry for every rude thing I said to you. I've known you for like an hour. I was jealous.
Yes, obviously. We need to go.
In the Tarrasque?
No, what are you doing? Come on, let's go.
Okay.
I will give you more cookies. It will be fine.
I stand up.
Omer is cookie motivated, apparently.
Yes.
It's food motivated.
We're all cookie motivated. What are you talking about?
I mean, that's fair.
Pretty much everything on me like tasted and smelled like fish, right?
I believe it was just you.
Oh,
yes,
it's just me. Okay,
it's
not
just
my
you.
Equipment.
Yeah, you have to take a shower to make it go away.
I'd like to sort of Omer, may I toss you back up on the head?
Yes, please.
Okay. I'll kind of like lean out of the mouth of the Tarrasque like it's a suicide door from the 1920s. And then I'll grab Omer by like the back of his shirt and just sort of like flip him up on top.
Okay, go ahead and give me an athletics check. I'll give you advantage because I'm assuming Omer is trying to help.
Yeah. Because I can't do anything myself. I'm a baby.
Those were not great rolls. I'm sorry, Omer. 13.
I'm surprised I've lived this long.
Omer makes it to the top of the Tarrasque. You actually overshoot a little bit, and Omer kind of starts to fly over the head of the Tarrasque, and it has to scramble and does at the very last moment grab onto a horn. That's going to take him a moment or two to get up. Tootie, you're left in the mouth.
Oh, you can't better thousands all the time. I'll try and reverse engineer my entry to the Tarrasque's mouth. It's going to kind of take me a minute to work out the physics of it. But I'll sort of like hop and grab the Tarrasque lip. Do Tarrasques have lips?
They do now.
and like do a little flipsy up on top.
Okay, I'll let you choose. Do you want to do an athletics or acrobatics check?
You know, I'm thinking acrobatics because I'm feeling super cocky right now after Omer just admitted that he was jealous.
Do it. Give it to me.
Oh God, that's a 5.
You do an amazing double axel flip backflip right off of the Tarrasque into the air and begin to fall.
Remember me fondly.
Don't land on me. Still
No promises.
With them, Dan, I'll be the cool one.
And I'm going to say, since we're right at the end of this, that your divine intervention goes off, and Orkira Ildrex, the gold dragonborn with wings, comes swooping by. And at the very last minute, Tootie, you are grabbed as she says, no dying at the end of the adventure. And
so now you show up.
Yeah, well, I was helping evacuate and get more cookies. And she's going to snatch you out of the air, and one by one is going to help you get off the back of this Tarrasque, mostly safely. And the Modrons have fixed their wings, and the Easy Bake Oven seems to be fixed. And Omar is left with a longing for a cookie that he might never be able to have again. But that's where we'll end our adventure. Successful? I mean, the world got saved. So there you go. Yeah. So congratulations.
Yay!
I got a Tarrasque cookie and I got to speak to a Tarrasque.
There you go.
Yeah.
I imagine
and
the next
we didn't become the snacks.
There you go. Almost.
Well, we almost did.
Super close. Super close. And I like that you're connected to this Tarrasque for an hour, and now the both of you are a little relaxed. So I imagine the conversation is just nice.
It's like shower thoughts.
Yeah. Yeah, totally shower thoughts. Well, that ends our adventure, and there is one more adventure to come. Stick around. In a half an hour, D4 is going to be returning with their grand finale. And but thank you all for joining us. This has been amazing. I have been super honored to be able to run this game for all of you and to provide this weird adventure and to play with all of you and raise money for a great cause. Let's go around real quick and have another chance to tell everybody where you are and what you are doing and how people can find you. We'll start with Diana.
Hey, I'm Diana. I'm still Diana. I am the affiliate manager over at Die Hard Dice, so I do a lot of cool dicey stuff. And I'm also one half of the team over at Barn Barbarian. That's a lot of it. I do a bunch of streams with World of Darkness and B-Day Walters and that kind of stuff. Yeah, this was super fun, awesome, amazing. My first time over here on RockPunch, and thank you so much, Lauren, for leading us through this this epic adventure. I don't know how I'm going to emotionally recover, but thank you.
Well, I hope you have some snacks. Ashley?
It's me, your friendly neighborhood BabstheBat. And you can find me here on RockPunch. I am the community manager, marketing person, creative director type person, sort of. I do a lot for RockPunch, and I love it. It's so much fun. I get to do things like organize a 24-hour streaming event for Extra Life and stay up all night. You know, it's fine. But yes, you can also find me over on my personal channel, Chaotic Tiefling ATL. We do things like Tuesday night nerdy trivia. This coming Tuesday is Dragon Ball Z trivia. And then we have a Saturday show called Tea Time Tales, where the lovely Bardic Belle reads stories for story time and drinks tea, and it's a just nice, fun, relaxing Saturday afternoon ordeal. But yeah, stick around because we do have one more game tonight. It's our usual episode of D4. Rhea is back as Vinley. We're so excited. She's been gone for a couple weeks, but she is officially back. And the wonderful Mark Meir is also guesting, coming back as the Dragonborn cleric Kaiservex. So you're not going to want to miss it. But that's about it for me.
Awesome. The fun thing about Kaiservex is he is another character that sounds super evil when they're talking, but is actually a wonderful person. Like our Lahava here. Why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself?
Hi, everybody. I'm Elisa Teague. You can find me on the internet, either under my name, Elisa Teague, or at Geeky Pinup. You can also follow along with my new stuff that's coming out from Renegade Game Studios. I am the senior producer of role-playing games there. We have a lot of fun stuff coming, including something I'm working on with Gabe. And Yeah, and this month, I keep saying next month, but it's November already because time means nothing. This month, check out Tasha's Cauldron of Everything, where you can read my chapter on designing puzzles for your tabletop RPG for Dungeons and Dragons. And you can check out my board games and card games from a lot of different companies, including Geek Out if you like party trivia games. And yeah, I have a lot out there. Just check it out and play more games. Thanks everybody for your donations as well. I'm a huge supporter of Extra Life, and this is such a great cause. So thank you.
And her puzzles are amazing, and they have absolutely nothing to do with Tarrasques or snacks, mostly. And I think they're amazing. And so thank you. And Gabe, since you already were part of that funness, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself as well?
Yeah, hi, I'm Gabe. I do all kinds of stuff on the internet. I'm a voice actor, cosplayer, and game designer. I work on Enter the Motherlands. I am on a D&D stream on Mondays for Rhyme of the Frost Maiden. I have a talk show on Fridays about like learning how to be more comfortable GMing and just trying to add more GMs into the world because that's something we desperately need. You can find pretty much all the information on that on my Twitter at Gabe James Games. There's always some chaotic thing doing. Recently, I came up with a cantrip for changing people's taste buds. So this was actually a very interesting thing to delve into that for me today.
Awesome. And I think we have a winner for, is that the Sourcebook Bundle winner that got put in here? I believe our winner is T-Square. So congratulations on winning the Sourcebook Bundle from D&D Beyond, which I am pretty happy about because that's me. I'm Lauren Urban. I am the community manager for D&D Beyond. You can find me wherever D&D Beyond is sold. You can also find me on Twitter as Obo Lauren. You can usually find me playing that weird Dragonborn cleric on Tuesdays. You can find me on Silver and Steel. Otherwise, I'm just kind of around on the internet trying to help out. Thank you so much to RockPunch ATL and D4 and all of these amazing people who decided to play with me in my ridiculous game, not knowing anything except I said Tarrasque. So thank you so much. Is there anything else I need to say before I say go have a snack?
I think that's it. I think
awesome.
We're good.
Love you all.
So
go have a snack.
Don't go anywhere, guys. We'll be back in about 30 minutes, as soon as we get D4 set up.
Goblin, we're getting lunch. Do you want soup or salad?
Ooh. Soup. I really wanted salad.
Extra Life was born. It just occurred to me that gamers should be able to do the things they love to help sick and injured kids as well. And so the funds that Extra Lifers raise can go to a variety of purposes in the local area at the local hospital.
So maybe your extra $20 or your extra $50 goes to curing 87% of children with leukemia.
62 kids like me enter a children's hospital every minute.
And I was one of those kids. You could save their life too.
Play games, heal kids.